I felt it, like literally, I felt the spiritual alignment. I felt the third eye lock in. It was really weird. But a message is still coming through to me. And the message is somewhere in between. Well, first off, thank you all for being here. If you're subscribed to the channel, thank you guys for subscribing, and thank you guys for continuing to be here, show up, and show out for me. Watch these videos and keep me in the algorithm. Make sure you like, share, subscribe, of course, to keep these videos coming because I'm just giving you guys my spiritual downloads. I've been a prophesier pretty much most of my life. Like I've been having dreams of the future since I was a kid. I've been talking to the dead since I was a kid. I've been, just intuitive most of my life. So it came to me once I finally got to my spiritual awareness in my journey that I should share my gifts with people, and it's speaking the truth because I'm a Sagittarius. I'm a straight up blunt person. I'm also a Scorpio. My birthday's a cusp. So I just say what needs to be said. Like I'm the elephant in the room that like sees something and is like, boom, let's say it. So, lately I've had it heavy on my heart about these government systems and things like that. Of course, I'm all about my spiritual journey, and I know that the spiritual journey has nothing to do with the system, but it has everything to do with the system because everything that we manifest in our spirit is what we see in our reality. Give me 1 second. I gotta go get a glass of water, and I gotta also get my chapstick. This is looking hella chapped right now. Okay, they don't look chapped, but I guess. With them being this red. See, it's weird because my mom said when I was born, my lips was like really, really red, and they've been acting or getting back to the way that they used to be lately. It's like sometimes, like how do I put this? When I was in my bad relationship, my lips never looked like this. It's like this is like a sign that I'm healing. The fact that my lips are starting to look like this again. Right, and it's been like this on and off since I've lived here in this apartment. So I'm appreciative of my environment. I never take for granted the people that I meet and that do want to, build and grow with me. I say what's on my mind. I've been like that. My mother slapped me in the mouth for it plenty of times as a kid, but it's just in my spirit. I can't help it. So, what's up, you guys? Thank you all for tapping in. Um, okay, we'll fix it later on. Okay, whatever. So, basically, what I'm channeling is the fact that there is a need for us as a community, as an institution, as a collective, as an America to do better by ourselves, right? We need to do better by ourselves in a space of understanding our government. Thank you, appreciate you. Our government is working against us to keep us at odds with each other, right? So if my government doesn't allow me to have food, which they stated on the news, right? Thank you for subscribing, appreciate you. They're saying things like, if you guys are hungry, then we know that you'll be good workers because you're going to work hard to get that food. They're saying things like this on the news. Our own government is basically saying they're using food and things like this to affect our emotions to pretty much emotionally regulate how we react to the world. That's why I don't really watch the news that much. That's why I don't really watch TV. Well, I don't watch TV. I don't have a TV. Um, but I don't really associate my mind with what they put out in the media as far as news propaganda because it's all used to manipulate our emotions. And when you don't have control over your emotions, when you can't look at your emotions and be like, emotion, okay, I'm looking at the emotion and I'm gonna analyze it. I'm like, okay, all right, bet. I want to be happy. So you channel happy. Like, okay, happy feels like this. So this is happy. You can look at your emotions and channel. You can have emotional intelligence. You don't have to be depressed. But what the media does is know that we have emotional regulation abilities and continue to give us nothing but war, drugs, sadness, and all that. I do. Okay. Why should people depend on the government to survive? The people should, well, okay. I don't say that people should depend on the government to survive. People should definitely look to the government to repay us for everything that they stole from us, though, because the government literally just took all the resources that are actually free from the ground and then put a price tag on them. So if you're going to take things that are free from the ground and make people pay for them, then you should be able to give out some resources for free, especially to the communities and the families that are attached to the families that you enslaved and forced to build this economy. It's fucking Sunday. Get a life. I'm sorry. That was really annoying. Like, why am I not working on a Sunday? Like, who has to work on Sunday? I literally have people asking to be my employees. I'm a hairstylist, and I've been a business owner for over 5 years. Actually, I've been owning my business since before COVID. So, how long has it been since COVID happened? Okay, y'all do the math. Like 5, 6 years now, 7. Anyway, so with all these things being said and all these things like coming across, stop expecting the government to pay for your poor life choices. Who is saying that that is the case? I don't know what y'all are talking about, but yeah. So anyway, what you guys need to get a clear understanding of is you live in a system that creates propaganda to make people upset with each other versus actually coming against the system that's trying to enslave us, right? We've been slaves, Black people, namely, and Native Americans have been slaves for over 400 years. Getting a job is a form of slavery that we agreed to, basically to become an indentured servant. We were never given our 40 acres and a mule. You know, we were never given the ability to even survive without the government putting their foot on our necks. Let's also not forget that we celebrate holidays that constitute and stand up for the killing and brutal murder of the indigenous people. Thanksgiving is a celebration of killing Native Americans after they taught the people who came here to settle how to farm. They taught them how to curate the land, and then they returned the favor by killing them off and celebrating it with Thanksgiving, and we still celebrate that. Christmas is a celebration of like hanging people, a tree with intestines wrapped around it and different heads or bodies hanging from the tree like ornaments. It has nothing to do with Jesus Christ. And we have a natural indentured people here, or rather indigenous. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to say indentured, but basically that's what we all are agreeing to when we get these jobs and signing these contracts to pay rent and mortgage, right? We have indigenous people that practice a way of living, and the US came here and did what? Oh, you guys have to go live on a reservation over there. You guys can't be on your own land. Like, look at me. Do I not give Native American? Can you not see the cheekbones? Like, my ancestors are sovereign here. I shouldn't have to do shit for America. You guys came over here and stole our land and enslaved people and then took people from other countries and made them come over here, enslaved us, raped us, and did all this weird shit. And then you're wondering why the people are finally standing up against your bullshit. Not understanding no matter what you do in America, your energy that you guys put out will always be returned with karma for the rest of the eternity that you live. Meaning your grandchildren will suffer for everything that you guys have done and will be persecuted. But the thing is, you guys use the government to enslave people who deserve their rightful inheritances of the land that their family curated and built, and even the economy that our families built for you guys to even be able to come on this platform and talk to us in such a disgusting manner. That's not a victim. That's the truth. You're a victim by trying to actually, I don't know, defend a government that still has people hanging children from trees, current time. The government that we work for is hanging children from trees to this day. Lynching never stopped. Raping women never stopped. There are women who are in prison right now for killing their rapists. There are rapists on the streets right now who got probation for touching a minor from the time they were 7 up until they were 17 because it seemed to be consensual. The reason I do what I do in this world and the way I look at the world is what the fuck is really going on. Fuck having a chain, fuck having 1 million followers on here, fuck having a platform and not using it to speak the fucking truth. A lot of you weirdos on here will be rather getting white man approval. Well, at least boss man giving me 6 figures, so you know I'm important and I got a career. No, that's fucking weird ass energy because it's children who are also having to get butt fucked spiritually. Root work is being done on children's anuses. You're laughing, but they still haven't released the Epstein files. Not to mention, there are really actual videos of children, minor children, saying things like, "Oh yeah, we go to the meetings and we take the babies and we burn them and we eat the meat out of their skulls and we drink their blood and then we take the bones and we carve them and make them into different shapes." There are children saying that they're doing that. So imagine if the children are saying what they're doing at the meetings and they're hiding what's going on at the Epstein files and they still haven't released the documents, but we only know about pedophilia. And pedophilia was also added into the LGBTQ, right? They LGBTQP. They tried to add pedophilia in there. So I'm not going to sit here and want to uphold a government system that allows shit like that to happen to children, that allows shit like that to happen to women, and that wants me to work 40 hours a week just to be able to afford a shitty ass apartment that they got us imprisoned in with the daggone energy grid. If we don't give up a certain kind of energy frequency, things start clicking in the wall, the washing machine is banging and stuff. We sitting here thinking our neighbors are our enemies. Whole time we all trapped in the same damn prison cells together, basically. Our prison cell or our casket is pretty much, you got to make this amount of money every single month, or and pay this bill and pay this bill and pay this bill, and you know, if you start making more than this, you got to move out of the community. Oh, also, you know, be in competition with your neighbor. Don't ever want to say hi and build, you know, actual empires and economies within your own neighborhood. It makes us all want to beef with each other. So we think that we're all each other's enemies instead of saying like, girl, how much, what business you want to do? Or what you want to do? We all sitting at home for the most of the day. Or I work, but you know, I'm trying to get out of my job and I do this. Okay, so how can we make that something that everybody in the community, can we all make business cards and hand them out to our community and get them to pay us directly so that we just start to learn to transfer wealth within our own neighborhoods? Because they do it. When I was a nanny, that's what they do. They shared me as a nanny. They said, "Oh, sometimes when you go pick up Eli and Kate, can you also pick up so and so and bring them past my house? And if you ever feel like you're going to be late, just call me and I'll pick them up and bring them halfway down the sidewalk." Like they don't play about being connected in their communities. They don't play about being connected in their communities. They don't play about standing on business about their children and other outside energies getting access in their communities. Okay? In their communities, that's what they doing. But in our communities, it's, oh yeah, I just got the brand new Ferragamo belt. That bitch ain't up on shit, huh? She ain't even got 10 pairs of shoes that cost $200. Like, what the fuck? Oh my God. Meanwhile, these people who own these homes in their communities, they also own land in other areas where they go take vacations to so they can get the fuck away from the calamity of the USA. So they go out to places where they have acres of land where they could just roam around and not worry about the same bullshit, where they're not in close proximity hearing somebody else's life through the walls. They get peace of mind. We're giving paper thin walls and food stamps to fight over. Meanwhile, Donald Trump's son just secured a 620 billion or million, I forget, either way, it's ridiculous, dollars in a contract from the Pentagon for a small business with less than 30 employees. Hold on, so this man gets $620 million for less than 30 employees from the Pentagon, but the US of A couldn't get that for food stamps? And you want me to sit here and bow down to this kind of patriarchy and not feel like it's time to fight for something? It's more of us than them. They've already said the 13 families have, they said it in their own oath. You can look on my old videos. I tagged the whole entire video. They said, surely, if they all come together, we will be outnumbered and there will be nothing we can do. They surely will take control of us. Surely. The 13 families have said that. Those Rothschilds, Rockefellers, and all them other ones, Kennedys, the 13 families that run all the wealth. Have you in mind, there's only 7 men that run the majority of the money. The Steve Jobs and all those people that own all these platforms that we're on. That's where all the wealth is at. So if they're saying that if we come together to stop them, or do what they're doing to us, which is energetic manipulation, mind control, frequential manipulation, energy grid lockdown. Especially if you have the vaccination, you have freaking robots that respond to the frequencies of all these different electromagnetic waves that they're admitting to you guys that they're using on us. They're admitting that they use these things on us, right? I don't understand how people can be mad at me for just being an intelligent woman and knowing this and thinking like, because people say this, well, shit, it don't matter what you think. We still got to live here. So why the fuck you complain about it? Just get with the program and just shut up and just move on. And it's like, no, actually, if they've already claimed that they know that if we actually used our brains together to come against them, that they would fail, why would I be the one to not realize or see that? Like, hold on, they gave us a cheat score. They said if we actually work together, we could stop them. So how about we start working together? But everybody gets like, oh, well, you want me to pay your bills because you lazy. I don't want you to pay it for anything. If you have a service that you want from me that I provide, I'll give it to you. Of course, I want to get paid for it just like anybody else until we can get to a space where we can own a whole entire plot of land, duck off, and grow our own foods and do what the hell we want to do on our land. Shit, if you want to have chickens, raise chickens. Honestly, chickens got so much arginine in them, which is bad for the herpes positive community, which I'm a part of. I don't even want chicken. Fuck chicken. Okay. Fuck meat. I don't even eat meat. I haven't ate meat in over like 3 years. It's about to be 4 years coming up. I don't even eat meat because they saying they putting hormones in the meat. They now got so bad they sitting here saying they gonna start putting forever chemicals on the plants. Luckily, I know a guy from the People's Market in the DMV. If you're in the DMV area, he has a business where he goes to all these different black-owned farms and gets produce. And those apples, baby, they're bomb. That lettuce, that chard, all the stuff that I was ordering before I moved here when I lived in my other apartment, their produce is bomb. Okay, I'm talking about good stuff, good for the soul. And they're refusing to use the forever chemicals on their crops. So there's ways where if we actually work together, we could keep money going into his pockets. He's hiring drivers to deliver his. So instead of going to Uber and DoorDash and all these other places that's giving us fast food, they got chemicals and poison in it, and they don't want to pay us anyways, and they're using energy frequency harvesting situations on us in those situations. How about we start working for the guy who's like, helping us get fresh produce from black farms and keep black women, running their farms? Like, I don't. I really be thinking really big. You can go straight, and probably could go straight to the farm. So it's just like it doesn't scale. The dude has a whole entire business. See, that's how I know they're sending people here for me. It's like, oh, I got people, but it's all trolls. Y'all are all trolls, and y'all trying to come suck up the energy. It's like I hate this part where it's like you get the views you want, but it's from people that you don't want to view you. People who just want to come in and tear your platform down, tear you down and just eat you up. Like, oh shit, she's alive, y'all. Come on, go eat her up. Everyone, report to YouTube now. Feast on aisle 10. Y'all are not here to pour into me. Y'all are here trying to tear down what I got to say. And I don't give a shit. Because I'm still going to say what I need to say. At the end of the day, I can't support a whole entire system that's going to say, yeah, let's kill black people. Let's get rich. Let's make black people do drugs and kill each other so they forget how to invest their money. Let's not teach them to get trusts. Let's not teach them to get life insurance cash policies. Let's not teach them to take everything that they got and put it into a LLC, a S Corp, or a C Corp. Let's not teach them about Net 30 accounts so they can get business credit. So in the next 3 months, they could get credit cards from any bank for $250,000 under their Duns and Bradstreet number and their Paydex score. Let's not keep them focused on that, and let's keep them focused on getting a chain, fighting over if the chain is real, trying to get famous on the internet, shaking ass at the club so that their spirit is all sprawled all around the wrong people, a bunch of drunk men that's horny as fuck, instead of around a bunch of business owners that want to actually pour into these people, these women especially. It's definitely always going to give. They don't want us to win. But until we actually want our neighbors, our friends, our family members to win, that's the only time we're going to start winning. because it's going to take everybody coming together instead of, oh, well, this family member over here got all the money because he did this and he did that. But it's like, okay, Jay-Z said it big as day. You broke if you the only one that's rich and everyone else around you still broke. Because how the fuck you gonna get money and leave everybody else broke? If you know how to make money, you gonna give everybody the fucking formula and make sure everybody else got money too, so that y'all can put your money together and have money together, so that there's never a point where somebody can't go on a vacation. There's never a point where somebody's gonna run out of food. Because if you got a rich mentality and a abundant mentality, you don't want nobody to go around you without food. You don't want nobody to have to need food stamps if they don't really need to have them. You don't want somebody's business to go out of rotation. If you really got a abundant mind. See, that's why people look at me when I had my ex. They're like, why are you still with him? I never wanted nothing bad for him. If I did, I would have been left his ass when he was acting like he couldn't breathe when I wasn't around. I don't want nothing bad for nobody, but I must tell my truth about the fact that they was attacking me and they had me sitting next to his damn neighbors. These motherfuckers is Confederates, KKK members and shit, spiritually throwing all kinds of weird ass energy into his house. That shit was ass. When I finally figured out what the fuck was going on when I was sleeping over there, why my shoulders would start hurting so bad, why my legs would start hurting so bad, it's literally fucking 3 white men in that house that was doing all kinds of spiritual heinous shit. And he lived across the street from a fucking funeral home where the manager is like, yeah, you know, you gonna hold space for every time it's a funeral. So every time it's a funeral, I'm sitting over there. He like, can you come get me? I need a hug. It's like 25,000, a bunch of fucking white people sitting there celebrating the death, sucking the life out of this boy. It just was a weird. And then the funeral home is owned by PG County Police Department. So it's just like, what the fuck? Shit was real live, like real strange, under the table, weird shit going on that I was going through. Like real life, the shit that you see on the news was what I was going through in real life. And motherfuckers are sitting here looking at me like, oh, you just a weak bitch, you just lazy. No, I was literally getting spiritually attacked by fucking Confederates, white people, KKK members, and a fucking funeral home owner, and the police department. Not even realizing what the fuck I was a part of. And I'm like, are you intentionally doing this shit? Are they paying you to do this shit? That's why they have things called, I forget, they call them like robo-cops, basically, where they give people the ability to have a accelerated energy and things like that. Because he went to jail too, and he said that he got the vaccinations. And when I saw through my third eye, what I saw when all the planets aligned, and I looked into his third eye, and I saw a metal boy with a chip in his brain, it scared the shit out of me. But I'm like, nah, it's probably just my imagination. Motherfuckers, they got chips in black people and they send them into neighborhoods and industry bots. Yes. Once I finally put 1 and 2 together, I'm like, oh, that's why you got the following and you keep growing it. And I'm feeling the heat on my shoulders now because it's like, yeah, that's really what it was. It wasn't what you. So, but I still feel back. I'm like, maybe there's a way to save a person like that. But I feel like now what I'm understanding in my consciousness, you can't save a person that's that far gone. Because they're going to do whatever they got to do to stay on top. Because at the end of the day, they're going to get their plug pulled if they go against the grain. And I hate that for them. But I don't have a metal chip in my back. That's why any attack that's in my way, I can still get out of it. Because I never got that stupid ass vaccination. And they, oh, can we vaccinate your son for flu? No. Don't put that shit in my son. I stand on business for my right. I'm not going for that. I start feeling root work done. I'm starting to look at my spine. What's going on in this chakra? What's going on? Oh, that chakra stuff don't work. What you worry about chakras and stuff for? Because the Buddhist people, the Asian people that run the whole entire stock market, that's what they believe in. So honestly, and that's also attached to Hindu, which is the oldest religion. So obviously some form of spirituality that was first discovered by the people. I'm going to go with the original plan. I'm not going to go with what they gave us during slavery and be praying to Jesus Christ and be scared of hell. When I understand that the world is all frequency. So when you jump on one frequency and accidentally jump off, it's like imagine you in a car that's going 100 miles per hour. If you jump off that motherfucker and you hit the ground, it's going to hurt, right? Think about how you be on one person's line on their frequency and then you jump into somebody else's car. The frequency going to change. And what happens with friction? What do we learn in science? Friction causes heat. There's no such thing as hell or demons. It's just different frequencies that aren't aligned that make your body feel overheated. That's all it is. But they don't want us to give each other this kind of knowledge because if we really educate each other and give each other the real wisdom, all that shit that they be using on us, frequency exchange, frequency, energy tools, energy weapons and all of that, the maintenance man coming to drill holes in the wall, zzz, 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 all loud and shit, trying to throw energy, doing they magician work. They getting paid to put shit and hook this person's brain into this person's brain. Oh, you need me to do a call? Okay, I'm gonna do some root work. I'm gonna root work your brain to your neighbor's brain. So now, okay, you need a new battery. I got you a new battery. You don't want to be hooked up to people upstairs. We gonna hook you to these ones. Like all that weird shit. Like, bro, let people just, you lying. That's not what the Bible says. Repent or go to hell. The Bible was written by all men. Why is it that no woman has an account of what happened in the Bible? Why is it that all religions are ran by men? It's always a man on the stage telling everybody what to do with their bodies. It's always a man on the stage saying, hey, women don't need birth control. We want to force them to have pregnancies. Yeah, even if you got raped, we're going to force you to have that kid. Because they just want more fresh bodies to, because if people don't want the babies, what are they going to do with them? They're going to give them to the foster homes. And who adopts children? White people. And what you think them foster children doing in that house for that white person? It's like an energetic mule. But people not paying attention to what the fuck going on because everybody's so worried about fuck that bitch, fuck this nigga, fuck this. I need this name brand. I need this chain. It's like, y'all will say something like, oh, you gonna get canceled or this, that, and the third. And it's like, you can't cancel the truth. You can look down on it, and I could go ahead and I already took up all my charges with God. That's why I can say what I'm going to say and say it with strength in my chest and still move on with the rest of my day, regardless of how many people come against me, because I've already seen heaven's gates. I've already, like I said, I'm a spiritual practitioner, I guess you could say at this point. No, I ain't gonna say that, but I am a medium and I do speak to the dead, and I've gone to heaven. And in my dream, this was the message that was given to me. This is why I can't make shit up. I kept having these dreams where I was going to the mall, right? And I'm like, why do I keep going to the mall? But then it was dead people I was seeing in the mall, like people who I knew was dead. But then there was this one time the mall was dark, and I had, before the meditation, I asked, I said, Yeme Ya. I wrote it down in my dream journal years ago. I can't make it up. I go get my dream journal right now and read it to you. But I say to myself, say, Yemaya, Oshun, Offset, Ma'at, Tahuti, Grandmother Newt, all the energies that are of higher consciousness that ran this realm before I existed. Commission gods, right? Take it all the way back to the beginning. What is my purpose? Who am I? And in the dream, the whole mall was dark. But then somebody hit me, and they looked back at me expecting me to like react and say something rude. And I just looked at them. I'm like, oh no, it's okay. Don't worry about it. Like, you're good. Like, shit happens, just like people rushing. And when it comes to road rage, like they driving fast, they probably just got somewhere to go. Don't think too hard. It's okay. And immediately my body started to glow golden light. Right. And I started to feel that frequency of resonating with people. And then everybody in the dark just started looking at me and started chasing me all through the mall. The only thing that woke me up from that dream was my rose. I had a vibrator at the time, and it just randomly started going off in the bathroom. It was like, and I didn't know what that was, but it scared me out of my sleep. So I'm like, what would that mean? Your rose, your flower, your divine feminine energy is what lights up the world, right? So people, oh, that bitch is giving it out. She don't know what she doing. Girl, throw the wham in a circle, even if it's a little, make it jump like a hurdle, not realizing divine feminine energy, and people who hold it and understand what it is, understand that it is the everlasting fruit of life. But in the Bible, in church, they're not going to tell you that it's you. They're going to say, the Holy Spirit, catch the Holy Ghost. That's just everybody getting access to a brand new womb that nobody had access to in a church. So when somebody come up to the beginning to get saved, everybody is hooking in, and then it's a big ass orgasm. That's all it really is. It's a ritual, just like everybody else's religion. So when people keep saying things like, oh, no, this is that and that is this, no, atheists are telling people what Jesus meant in the Bible. No, the Bible wasn't written by women. They have no women accounts of what happened back then. Why is that? Why do no women have a say-so about the word that was released to the people? But creation starts in the womb, and every single person on the face of this planet began as a female in the womb. It's not until month 4 or 6 that you actually grow some nuts, which is actually just a uterus that descends out of the body, and those 2 eggs turn into testicles. So if your cock is actually just an enlarged clitoris and you are not the original because you are XY, not XX, which is a deformity on the chromosome, why is it that you get to tell me what to do with my body when you had to be me before you came out of my body? Why is it that even women who come out of women's bodies start to bully the woman's body, forgetting that, again, we all come out of a woman's body? I'm just confused as to how a man has the audacity to use his penis to hurt or injure women when your penis was a clitoris before it was a penis. Or your phallus was a clitoris before it became an enlarged clitoris. This is why I don't respect patriarchy. Like people say you should just get down and respect it, because patriarchy had to run through the matriarch before it even got the chance to have a set of nuts to even come against women in such a disrespectful manner. There are men out here who are making sure that they come, but their women are not allowed to come without them, meaning, oh, I'm gonna come and you can catch my orgasm and you can ride this wave with me, versus actually giving their woman the chance to experience the orgasm herself and honoring her body and allowing her to choose whether or not she wants to allow him to ride that wave with her or not. Actually, you don't carry millions of babies a day. Actually, the funny thing about women, right? Every single egg that we have in our body, we had since the day we were born. Actually, we had our eggs in our body when we were inside of our mother's womb. So most of our wombs were actually inside of well, all of our wombs were inside of our grandmother's bodies before we were ever born, because we were in our mother's womb when she was inside of her mother, right? So that means I was an egg inside my mom's womb when she was inside of my grandmother. You get that? So that's how ancestral it is to be a woman, how special it is to be a woman. Whereas when it comes to men, the testicles that you guys have, right? The sperm that are in there, you literally have probably only been there for about maybe 3 months. Some of them only 3 weeks. It depends on what your how fast your body remakes sperm. So the sperm that you're ejaculating into your woman every single month isn't even the same sperm that you're born with. Whereas women, we hold the same eggs from the beginning until the end. There's no adding in extra eggs. There's no getting new eggs. We just have the eggs that we're born with. So we have the same set of nuts. We don't get random new downloads and become a new person with new testosterone that we build based off of a brand new woman's energy and personality. Right? We're the same internally from the day we are born to the day we die. Whereas men, the stuff that you're using to create babies isn't even with you from the beginning of time. It shifts and changes based on how you eat, how you drink, how you sleep, who you're around, and what energy you're in. It helps you create a different type of sperm each time. The vibration that you're in when your sperm is created determines what kind of child you will have. So if you're in demonic energy and doing demonic shit, what you think you creating when your sperm is, forming itself in your nutsack, and then you ejaculate that stress and that demonic ass energy into a woman. But yet women are forced to have babies with rapists because abortion laws. No, I'm being put in a vibration because there's plenty of men who don't want to hear what I have to say, because I spoke about being domestically I don't know, injured by my ex. I spoke on what happened to me in real life, and the people who don't want what I had to say to come out are trying to spiritually attack me and bully me, because it's like, how dare you come on a platform and expose me and my crew for doing voodoo and all kinds of hoodoo stuff. It's like, but if y'all gonna do that shit on the system. Don't do that shit on no black woman who's minding her business, trying to help people become divine. Like, are you stupid? You had to cross through a coochie before you came into this world. Are you stupid? Jesus Christ only existed for 2,000 years. What are you talking about? Christianity is only 2,000 years old. I pull from all religions my knowledge. I've studied everybody's religion, everyone's walk of life. I've studied people who are Buddhist. I've studied people who are Hindu. I've studied people who practice everything. Okay. So my last relationship, I studied people who practice voodoo, who are not original to voodoo. They're, New Orleans, Louisiana voodoo, Madame Laveau root work voodoo. Not voodoo from the source African, but I've also dated an African and had a kid with him. So I've gone to the source, I've gone to the left, I've gone to the right. I've studied all these different religions and all these different backgrounds, and they're all saying the exact same thing, that you are God when you finally wake up and realize it. Allah, arm, leg, arm, head. Any man that has arm, leg, arm, head can govern himself as his own God. The Trinity, in Egyptian Kemet, the mother, the father, and the son at the top. When mother and father are shoulder to shoulder, the son's head can stick up. Meaning, when you have a child, the woman is the left shoulder, the man is the right shoulder. Your son start having an imbalance in his spirit because the mom and the dad are fighting about who's going to be the one in control instead of being level-headed with each other. The kid's head is now out of order. The triangle that is supposed to be there, the sun and the moon, and then the planet Sirius, the Sirius star, which is supposed to be the crown chakra, the third eye, and all the other higher consciousnesses, is out of order because the parents are not in alignment. And that's why America's always breaking up black families and black homes, especially because this knowledge came from us, the originals, back when we were in Africa, when we were black. So again, moving forward, because if you, okay, well, then you can just shut the fuck up. Like, I ain't gonna hold you. I'm very knowledgeable, but I'm damn for sure will curse a nigga out quick. Like, you get the fuck off my timeline talking that stupid shit. Goodbye. Okay? Either you here to be educated or you here to stop people trying to educate other people. Again, that reflects more on your spirit than mine about being godly. Because I'm pretty sure there wasn't people like, Jesus Christ, shut the fuck up. You're a liar. And if it was, people wasn't listening because Jesus died on the cross and then rose 3 days later. So you can't prove nothing to me that I ain't saying is true because I already went through my afterlife rebirths and re-deaths, and I wake up every day just fine. Girl, you definitely aren't just black. You probably mix with a lot. Yeah, I am Native American. My family did our research. I know my bloodline. I know where I'm from. Gambia, and our slave masters were Canadian. And my great grandmother, well, my great great grandmother, who I actually got the chance to meet before she passed away at 100 when I was in 3rd grade, she was Native American from West Virginia. They had a farm. So I'm native to this land. To this land. This land was made for you and me. I was a part of them people who was getting, oh shit, we growing corn and minding our business. Who these people? What they, well, y'all see how they dress? What they coming over here for? Oh hey, oh you want to learn how to grow some corn here? Well, this how you do it. Next thing you know, I'm getting stabbed up and raped, and my TP's getting burned down. That's where my ancestors come from. So that's why I got a different kind of passion when it comes to talking my shit about the injustices of the system. I don't care how many people are hooking into me and making me feel like I can't control my spirit, because once I get off of here, I know how to cleanse my energy and get it all back. I already said that my slave masters were Canadian. I've already declared that that is also in my bloodline too. So I'm not saying that I'm holier than thou and all white people should die, because not all white people are racists. I have an issue with racists and Zionists and corporations that continue to allow us to be indoctrinated into the system instead of fighting for human rights. I have an issue with people who know this is going on and they say, it ain't no point in doing nothing. Look what they doing to her. I don't want that to happen to me, so I'm going to just go ahead and just shut up and just go be a good monkey. I have an issue with people who come onto the platform this morning on a Sunday. Like, I don't even, how do y'all even have time to come on here and try to like troll? Like, that's what I have an issue with. Because I would never go to nobody's house and be like, oh, you a weird bitch because you smoke weed. Oh, you a weird bitch because you do your laundry on Monday instead of Sunday. Like, I don't find any joy in making somebody else feel dumb about who they are. So I'm not going to overstep my boundary. But a lot of times, because I do have a magnetic aura, people do find their way into my aura because I'm loud. I'm in my closet, and my closet is paper thin. Like I said, like, I can't really help the fact that this closet is thin. Like, but this is where I put up my thing in the back. Like, I can't hang this on none of my walls in my house. I had to hang it in my closet on the pole back here, my backdrop. So you expose yourself to the public and say wild, dumb shit. What you think is going to happen? What's wild and dumb? Do you support biracial marriage? I support whatever people. If you were in love, you're in love. Do what you want to do. Just don't harm other people. See, like coming on here and telling me that I'm saying dumb shit, that's harming me. Cause why if it's so dumb, then why are you still here listening? That's the third eye right there. The original religions that are practiced by, I mean, hold on. Since we want to talk about the third eye, I'm gonna go ahead and show y'all something. I'll be right back. I gotta go get something. Cause y'all want to talk about third eye, how I'm hallucinating, and how that doesn't play into American culture. Hold on one second. All right. So here's an American dollar. And look at what's on the top of that pyramid right there. Does that not look like a third eye to you guys? Look at the language that's on the back of the dollar. Novus ordo seclorum. Annuit coepitis. This should look like a lot of Egyptian culture to me. Look like a lot of the original. And this is the Great Seal. Okay. Also on the other shield right here, E plubius, plurbius annum. Plurbius annum. This sound like the people that was talking on the Return of the Mummy, right? Ananunuxurum. Ananunuxuru. All that stuff they were saying on the Return, the Mummy, the movie. Y'all remember that? And it got the eagle with the American flag as a shield. Because that's the outfit that they wear spiritually. So that's a crown chakra floating above the bird's head. And it's the shield of the US of A. And it's the arrows in the hand right here. Because when the arrows were up, that means that we were at war. But when the arrows are turned down, that means that there's no war. You'd see that depicted differently throughout history. See, I've studied my shit because I used to work in all the museums down in DC. So I'm not saying nothing that's dumb. Everything that I'm saying is actually in the museums that your government put up for everyone to study. So, I mean, if I'm dumb, then the dumbness is your government, because this is all facts that I studied in these museums while I worked there, all during or right before COVID. I don't smoke or drink at all. All I do is eat fruit and vegetables and chickpeas and mushrooms. No, it's not the eye of providence. This is the third eye, goofy ball. Don't try to take someone else's culture and then make it what it's not. Because the hips is known to be the bottom of the pyramid. Okay, let's talk about masonry right quick. Oh, I should go get my book of I got the emerald tablets. Cause see, I read too. I'm not just saying this stuff out of my ass. I really read actual stuff and study stuff. I'm not a dumbass. So if you want to start telling me to pull out knowledge, I'm gonna go ahead and bring you some shit, because I ain't had to go to college to get knowledge. I just had to read books. And really, I didn't have to read many books. Most of this stuff just came to me naturally as I grew up, and then people would tell me to read books just so I could have something to base my stuff off of. Because if it's in a book, that means somebody else thought it too. So I'm not the only one with this idea. I'm not saying something that isn't also respected by hundreds and thousands of people. So if I can show it to you on a dollar that we all spend every day, or in a book that someone wrote that has been a healer for the last 50 years and has been acknowledged by the US government with her actual own seal, then that should help you guys believe that I'm saying some real shit, since your government backs all of these things that you believe in more than what I had to say, right? You believe in this paper in front of you more than the energy that we all are, which is energy cannot be created nor destroyed, only transferred, right? Look it up. You're wrong. Pyramid, third eye. Okay, period. Because what is this? Rockefeller Records. Who owns Rockefeller Records or Rock Nation? And why did they put up the diamond sign with their eyeball right there? What the fuck are you talking about? Okay, oh, all right. And then look at what I had. I was born with this on my, okay? I was born this way, all right? I had this, I can't, this not no tattoo. I've had this since I was born. So I was literally given this knowledge naturally to just have these you know, triangular things all on my, but see, your dollar looks like my body. That's crazy, right? How I got the same triangle on my forehead that your dollar got on it. But okay. All right. All right. I'm just saying. I mean, the dollars that you spend look like my forehead. Okay. I'm just saying. Anyway, and I was born this way. Okay. But you don't want to listen to me. You don't want to listen to people who naturally have knowledge, because it's just impossible to believe that there's a prophet. But Jesus in the Bible, since y'all want to talk about the Bible, says, touch not my anointed prophets. Every person that's ever stabbed me in the back or did me wrong is in jail or dead or in a psych ward right now, or on their way. The Bible that y'all love says, touch not my anointed prophets. And y'all still be fucking around. But okay. All right. All right. Since we want to talk about the Bible, let me go ahead to y'all's text. All right. Where's Joyce Meyer? Okay. And Joyce Meyer, you know, her frequency feels a little bit lower than mine. But let's go and listen to her book that she wrote. Okay. She feels like she's a little bit low today. Her energy is reading a little bit lower than mine. But okay. Let's go ahead and read her book. Her book has Bible scriptures. And it says, opportunity brings opposition. Look, she's on point, though. Oh, my God. Opportunity brings opposition, but he who looks carefully into the faultless law, the law of liberty, and is faithful to it, and perverses into looking into it, not being a heedless listener who forgets, but an active doer who also obeys, he shall be blessed in his doing, his life and obedience. Many people agree with a sermon or a scripture, but they don't apply it in their everyday life, so nothing changes. They think that just because they agree with the word, it should bring change into their life. But change doesn't happen automatically. A person has to be a doer of the word, not only a hearer. Jesus said, keep awake, give strict attention, and be cautious and active, and watch and pray that you may not come into temptation. The spirit indeed is willing, but the flesh is weak. Matthew 26:41. Every time you have an opportunity to believe God for something, you will have a temptation to give up on it. Pray that you will overcome temptation when it comes. And I'm tempted to curse y'all all out and try to prove y'all wrong, but somehow everything that I just said and everything that I was talking about literally just happened to be in the book on the day that we're having this conversation. Certain stuff is just aligned in a certain way, just naturally. And literally this morning I said, God, just give universe, spirit, channel this message through me so that I can give this to the people. And look what's in y'all's book. Okay, yeah, okay, all right. But let's go ahead to another religious text, because so we have the Sacred Woman journey here. So Sacred Woman, a guide to healing the feminine body, mind, and spirit. Updated and expanded 20th anniversary edition. Queen Afua. Okay. Her energy's reading way higher than Joyce Meyer's for some odd reason. But okay, she's not divinely guided by the higher spirits. Okay. But she's also recognized by the government too. She has placards and stuff from the U.S. government too. So, all right. All right. Yeah, her energy definitely is reading up here. Joyce Meyer was definitely given down here. But you want to believe in the Bible more than original ancient knowledge from the original Black woman. You know, Black women can have any kind of baby. We can have blonde hair, blue eye babies. My brother literally has blonde hair, blue eyes, and his dad's Jamaican. And my mom is just a light-skinned Black woman, but she has dark eyes like me and dark hair. So Black women can produce any kind of baby, because even my brother, my other one, has hazel eyes with light brown hair, and he's light-skinned. But then my sister, one of them is dark-skinned, kind of, with curly, coily, thin hair. Her hair is really thin, but it's very coily. Whereas my other sister, her hair is very thick, but her curl is a little bit looser. So her hair is really heavy, like dungarees, but she's really light-skinned. Black women can produce any kind of baby. You can have redhead babies, blonde hair babies, blue eye babies, green eye babies, brown eye babies. Black women can create anything because the original was the Black woman before Pangea split into a multitude of different continents. You understand? So race only exists because continents split and your body had to adapt to the new climate that your body was in. So you no longer needed melanin if you were going to go to a colder climate. That's why when it gets cold outside, people like me who are tanned all summer long get pale, because there's no sun. So there's no need for my skin to protect itself or, from the sun. You get what I'm saying? But anyway, so let's go into the book. Let's read something. I opened up and turned to this page. So let's go with this. Waist beads. Waist beads are an adornment that symbolize beauty and fertility. Okay. Head rests. They tell you to wrap up your head. Well, who else wraps up their head? The bishop, the Pope, they all be putting on headdresses too, right? So headdresses is all is common knowledge that a headdress is acceptable in all cultures and all religions. That if you are important, you wrap your head up and you protect your what? Your crown chakra. Okay. Next page. What else? This talking about putting skincare importance, putting mud on your face. Don't we travel to sacred lands like Hindu lands and the Dead Sea and stuff and go float in the sea salt and stuff like that? Because that's natural, that's nature healing your body. Okay, in the ocean, but we go to places like the Dead Sea so that you can start to float. So the Dead Sea makes you float because there's so much salt in it. Okay. And the clay, the mud be cleaning out your skin, but that's nature. That's not American made products that got chemicals and filters and all that shit in it, which is why everybody's skin over here breaking out because we got so much damn bullshit in the air coming out the airplanes and chemtrails and forever chemicals on our plants. But the people who are original, when we want to travel and we want to feel good, we travel to all these other places that have original knowledge, the original culture, and we go there to heal, we go there to get better, we steal their energy. Their women just giving it up because they train differently. They not trained to be at war over there, so the women's body holds a different frequency. That's why their money is more valuable in other countries like Abu Dhabi and all of that stuff, because those women sit at home all day and are nurtured and taken care of and catered to by other women. So they have a algorithm where all the women are connected and they vibration is given. Yeah, we charged up because they're not working. They're not slaves to the system. They're only slaves to their husbands, which I mean, hey, if I had to be indentured to anybody, I let it just be my husband, right? Not my husband, my job, my bosses, my co-workers, the people at the grocery store. They don't even grocery shop. I know this because my uncle lives in Kuwait and his wife never leaves the house. She has a bunch of fucking kids. She's Ethiopian. All she do is sit in the house and get fat and talk shit on and take pictures of the babies. That's all she got to do. They have a maid who cleans the house, shops for them, cooks for them. My uncle's driving around in a Range Rover. I have experience with these cultures. I'm not saying nothing that I don't actually experience on the actual firsthand. Okay, so their culture is different over there. Their money's more valuable because the women's energy is more valuable because it's more pure. Women are not working. They're not over sexed. They love having sex because they're bored at home all day. So the best thing that they want to have sex every day. They want to suck dick every day. They're craving it because all they're around is women all day and babies. So when that man come home and he got all that robust energy up in him from fighting to work, it make him want to then the sex is way better over there because the men got bottled up masculinity because they around all the men all day and the women are with the women all day. And when they finally get to each other at the end of the day, it gets nasty. And that's why he got so many kids. Okay. And he can afford them because he's making over 6 figures. Okay. So I'm not saying things about money because I don't have access to people who have money. My whole family is driving Range Rovers and Benzes and shit. I know about money. I've been around it my whole life. I just see what it makes people do to each other. Oh, well, let's go ahead and sacrifice her. She can be the one to hold space for everybody because, you know, she don't know nothing about what we know. And she can just hold space for everybody. Her energy is the most abundant. I don't know. Something about her energy is just different than everybody else in the family. So, yeah, let's use her womb for everybody that has a job. Plug in with her. She's the one that you need to plug in with if you want to have a job that makes you a lot of money. And everybody that I am plugged into in my family makes big money. But I don't get the benefit of it because I'm just, you know what I'm saying? So anyway, the point is we travel to other countries to go get healed because their energy is more pure than ours because they're actually following divine nature, which says women shouldn't be working. Women should just be in community with each other, just fluttering their beautiful cosmic energy around each other and just loving on each other and taking care of each other. While the men go get the food, get the chicken, and go do the work, and you know, woo woo woo. That's why when you go to these countries, you feel at peace. In our country, it's a lot of stress because the women are working. And then on top of us working, we got to come home and cook and then clean and go get the kids from daycare. And we paying a whole nother mortgage and rent for the kids to go to daycare. And if they in school, then we got to deal with all the people at the school attached to the kids. So the kids coming home not wanting to listen. Cosmic energy, you don't know what cosmic energy is? Look at your default picture. You don't know what cosmic energy is? I'm confused. Cosmic energy is the energy from space, stars. We from ash to ash, dust to dust. We're stars. Special notes on hair exposure. Oh, wow, hold on. Muslim, Rasta, and other sacred women who keep their crowns covered regularly for spiritual or other purposes, please take heed. It is imperative that you do expose your hair to the air and to the sun rays so that the natural elements can reach your hair follicles and your scalp and become nourished by the elements. Otherwise, your hair can dry out and become brittle, weak, and damaged over a period of time. This can also result in forgetfulness, depression, and headaches. You need the sun rays to bathe your scalp, your crown, because your hair is a living organism that needs sun, air, and water to stay alive. The sun rays feed your brain cells and open up your spiritual gateways. They also help you to think clearly and make more positive decisions about your life. So as you take sun and air baths, meditate on the creator creatures at least 1 hour a day, early in the morning or late in the afternoon. Expose your crown to the beloved sun, our source of regeneration. While in your home, remove your headdress or wear a porous cotton headpiece if you must wear a head covering. Place a wrap over the head very lightly. Never wear a tight headdress. The same advice applies to constant hat and wig or scarf wearing. Let your hair breathe. Let it inhale and exhale. Hair is a living and breathing entity. Your crown, your glory. Pop that pussy, bitch. Shake that ass for me. Let that thing breathe. Even the culture that sounds disgusting is saying the same thing. 10 baby daddies. I literally have one son anyway. Everything in your body breathes. You ever wonder why they say black don't crack? Let me ask y'all this. So, how old do I look? I'll let y'all go ahead and tell me, how old do I look? 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 $24. Of course your ignorant ass gonna say 37. 24, 26. What you mean by 40 of black don't crack? Between 23 and 26. Okay. 28. Well, actually, I'm 32. I'm 32. Everybody says I look like I'm in my 20s. I'm 32 with a 13-year-old. And my 13-year-old is pretty awesome. So I think I'm doing a pretty good job. So anyway, my point is there are lots of different ways of practicing culture. Let me show y'all a picture. No, we call ourselves black because of the 1-drop rule that was officiated by your government standards. It says if we have 1 drop of black blood, then we're black. It doesn't matter, even if we had white ancestors. Because my great grandmothers, her and her siblings, they were able to pass. Right? Excuse me. Hold on 1 second, y'all. They were able to pass as whites in order to go to school back when she was in school. So yeah, the 1-drop rule says I'm black. I'm sorry that makes you upset. I'm sorry that makes you upset that I have to claim my African American roots, my Native American roots, regardless of what I look like. But here's the picture right here. This is another display of how someone protects their crown chakra. This is supposed to be the sun. This is the uterus, the womb. The womb is supposed to be something that looks like a head rests on top of the head. So the same womb that's in between your legs right here, you imagine it on top of your head, right? So you know, keep your crown protected because that's your womb. That's why people are supposed to wrap it up to protect that energy. This is a way that we protect our crown chakra. This is a way of being for sacred women. To understand that your womb is above your head and you should protect it at all times, because there's a woman above you that's standing over you that needs to be protected spiritually, who has her legs above your head, that is overseeing you, that is like a grandmother spirit to you. So that womb is supposed to be protected and taken care of when you protect your crown and you understand how it really works. It's just a bunch of coochie stacked on top of each other. It's just a big sandwich. So you got to respect who comes above you and who's below you. And it's so funny because this talks about the sacred space and chanting Hesi, right? Nukpu Niterchemit, which is the original language, which was Moderneter, before they started speaking English, right? Oh, what does that sound like? Enuit Conceptis Novis Ordu Sacrem. Nukpu Niterchemit. Oh, E pluribus unum. I've already dreamt about the Greys. The Greys came to me in a dream and said they wanted to give me a contract. They said, come with us. And they touched their third eye and they told me to come with them. I said, I'm not going with y'all motherfuckers. I don't know y'all like that. I've had plenty of dreams where aliens came to me and tried to take me into their spaceships. They said, we need you to go back to Earth and teach them the breathless state. And I'm saying, okay. They said, well, now that you've woken up from it, we need you to practice it and show us that you're actually going to do it. So basically, if you can survive the breathless state, then you're going to ascend when it's time for everything to happen. But anyone who cannot survive the breathless state is actually a parasite and will die before your time. The ones who know will know. And they made me basically put this thing in a machine, and it looked like the little parasite thing off of SpongeBob, the little thing that was like, chocolate! Chocolate! It was like a worm, a parasite. And it had like, I did it, but I'm like, oh my God, it's about to die. It's about to die. I feel bad. But then I closed it again, and finally I let it die. They said, okay, so now that we know we could trust you, you get to go back down. And when I descended back down to Earth after this awakening, being in this spaceship where we were telepathically communicating, have you mind? I go into this gold room that's like a spiral staircase, and it has girls dancing on poles. I ended up seeing that same picture on somebody's website. The girl who I met down in Miami when I had another initiation into spirituality. All the women who were part of the Sacred Women journey were down there, right? So I go out of that and I come back down to Earth, and Earth is completely dark. And then I'm like looking at my golden car, and so I'm like, I ain't got my keys. And then somebody's like, hey babe, I got the keys right here. And I catch the keys and I try to open my car, but instead of going to a gold car, it's like a big red truck opens up, and we're ending up going on tour. And then I go there and I'm trying to do somebody's hair, and they're like, bruh, why the fuck? Come on, bro, you gotta get your shoes for the show. I said, fuck. I said, I think. They said, where your shoes for the show? Where your shoes? Where your shoes at? And I was like, I don't know. They said, man, fuck them shoes. We gotta go, bruh. Come on, we gotta go. I'm like, but I'm still doing somebody's hair. They said, bruh, come on. Oh my God. I woke up, and in this book on that day literally was like, and it's somebody's birthday. I think it's my friend's birthday. If I'm not mistaken, it's my friend Daniel's birthday. And it's funny because the apartment complex I was going to move into before this one was called Daniel's Run. But anyway, his birthday was October the 30th, right? So let's go. I believe it's on his birthday that the message came down to me. I was supposed to move into Daniel's Run, but I moved here and said Dring's Reach. And a dring is a crowd of people. A crowd of people reaching. Okay. God's word changes things. Is it this one? Yet we have the same spirit of faith as he had who wrote, we have believed and therefore I've spoken, and we too believe, therefore we speak. God created words with everything. God said, let there be light. God has, oh yes. Okay, let there be light, and there was light. Hebrews says that everything that is visible was made from the invisible. God has blessings stored up for you in the spiritual realm that you may not be experiencing, but they do exist. Speak positive words today and call those things that are invisible into your life. If you face a problem today, say, my problem is temporary. God's word says that I'm an overcomer because of Christ's love for me. Even though I don't see the answers now, God will provide for all my needs. So on a day when I woke up from a dream where they're like, come on, bro, we got to hurry and go to the show. You keep trying to do hair. We got stuff to do. We got a show to go to. I wake up and see this in the book. And then have you mind, Daniel's Run. I'm supposed to move over there with that dude. But instead I moved to Dring's Reach and moved alone. And now it's a crowd of people reaching, child, instead of just making the run. You know what I'm saying? And that dude, he's a runner. He's a runner. He's a track star. You run away when it get hard. You don't take the pain, you can't get scarred. Ooh. But I mean, everything is spiritually lined up when you really just let it be lined up for you, right? So, with all that being said, and I'm thinking, red car, show, perform, don't miss this shot to go be a superstar. And I remember there was a time where I dreamt that Diddy was in my dream and we were going to the Coliseum and he was like, "What you doing here?" I said, I'm trying to get shoes for the show just like you, bro. What you mean? I'm trying to get my shoes for the show. Last night, my son's friends, they came, right? And they said, we was going through a little bit of spiritual warfare. We couldn't understand what the issue was, right? We couldn't understand what the problem was. Let me tell you what it was. They said, you need to get some socks. And I looked at my feet. I'm like, oh, because every first attack starts at the feet. When it comes to spiritual warfare, it's always the feet. You have to pay attention to your feet. That's why everybody's default pictures now is pictures of their feet. Because if you can see your feet in spirit, you're not sinking. You have to be able to see your feet. Yes, the feet. People always want to focus on their head and look at my head, look at my head. No, look at your feet. Make sure your feet are on the ground and not under the ground. Pay attention to your feet. Pay attention to the walk of life that you're on. It's the feet. Or be defeated. Defeat. Daniel's run. Run, feet. Don't reach with your hands. It's your feet. It's a distraction. This is a distraction. I'm sitting here, oh my God, I'm not gonna be able to afford my rent. What am I gonna do? I'm short by $100. I went on TikTok, y'all came through. People done spent. I had $200 plus come through. I'm like, damn. I'm sitting here like, I might need to go to the strip club and dance. Oh my God, I don't want to go back to the club no more. Y'all done sent me money and said, fuck that. You ain't gotta go to the club unless you want to. You understand what I'm saying? Unless you want to. You ain't got to go to the club unless you want to. People take care of you. God gonna send you what you need if you, again, bring down the invisible to the visible. So I believe that I'm never gonna be homeless again, right? I go pay my rent. I go into the app. It say balance is 0. I said, oh shit. Look at God again. God is a great God. When you know how to just be a spirit instead of trying to be so physical. See, they trick you into being 3D and being vain and worrying about your physical body when you could live in spirit and live spiritually. And, oh, you a ghost. Can't nobody see you. You ain't shit. No. It's cool to work through the system as a spirit. You have a choice which one you want to operate in. You could either want to be that nigga that everybody looking at and getting that money and being fit, or you could just be a spirit that's just minding your business. And literally, it's so much more fruits that come with being a spirit minding your business, where everything be free. You see, minding your business and just free, literally free. Yeah, I see all y'all saying bye now, y'all. Bye. See y'all later. See y'all later. Go ahead and disappear into the ethers. Try it one time. Stop fighting to be seen so bad. Pay attention to your feet, though. Because that's where everybody gets in at. It's the feet. It's them feet. That's where the roots come in at. You know, it's like a U underneath you that's like the opposite of you. Like, imagine you looking down into a puddle and you see you standing up underneath you. If you can imagine yourself standing up underneath you, you've mastered a lot of different aspects of yourself, which that's how you master your root work. Because most of the stuff that's done to you spiritually is done to the root of you. It's not even really done to your crown. You feel it all in here, but really it's done to your roots. How long have I been studying? My whole life. I paid attention to my whole life. I remember my life all the way back until I was 2. Like, I remember going to daycare and like crying because I didn't want to go to the daycare. Shit, they getting their throats fucked up, bro. Damn, throat shock again. But I remember going to daycare at 2 and crying because I didn't want to go there because they used to beat us. with rulers in America. I'm only 32. They was beating children in daycares. It's funny, the name I just saw, I was turning this page and I saw the name Michael. Somebody needs to focus on Archangel Michael. Call him into your energy. Archangel Michael, come through and protect me from all my adversaries. What's your favorite size? That's really weird, and I'm gonna need you to get up off my page asking some weird ass shit like that. Because boy, do you have no respect for your mother and your daughters and your sisters? Like, y'all niggas be so weird. Like, ew. Oh look, I just seen the word bitch gains. Hold up. Sister friends and to our men who are afraid to confront a woman with a bitch possession. Damn, they talk about being possessed, but the bitch is a woman in need of a healing. Oh shit, bitch! Don't you remember yesterday I got called a bitch? Bitches, or when our men say with pride, "That's my bitch." The bitch gains massive support in the media, which only promotes the demise of African women and all women. Soap operas are based on the principle of the bitch. Hollywood glorifies and presents a high profile of the bitch. Only a sick society promotes and makes profit off women's pain and ignorance. A society is only as high as the status of its women, and if the women are degraded and doomed, then so are the men. Since we're sisters from the same family, let me help you come out of your lower state, this critical deformity, before we completely self-destruct and explode. Oh, it ain't no coincidence that I just scrolled and seen the word bitch, and yesterday I got called a bitch, and we all sitting here in unison. Come on, sisters, we all black, and if we failing, then our niggas gonna fail. Period. What you mean? Like, if we underneath the foot of patriarchy, then our men is too, because you're only as high as the women. And if the women in America are seen as footstools for men, then our men are footstools for us. I mean, it just but that's why in other countries their money's more valuable, because the women are seen as high priestesses, high honored beings, empresses, goddesses. Meanwhile, over here, bitch, that's my bitch. That's my bitch. Oh, NBA young boy, bitch, I don't fuck with you, bitch, little bitch. All you hear is the word bitch. And it's like, are you dumb? Do you know what you're doing? The vibration you're exuding out of your throat chakra, which is a portal creation. Because, hold on, let's also remember that the throat chakra and the solar plexus are connected, right? They have a circular, because one chakra doesn't work by itself. No, you don't just get to your third eye and you get to your third eye is connected to your sacral chakra. That's why the third eye, if your pussy's popping, then your third eye is popping. That's why you don't get your third eye symbol on your forehead till you get aligned with a male who can give you that big dick energy that will activate your third eye. You see this thing popping out that look like a sideways eyeball on my forehead? Yeah. There's different formats and shapes that you're going to get on your forehead. That's why in the Hunger Games, or not the Hunger Games, what's the other one? The Suicide Games. Or Suicide, whatever that, Suicide, Squid Games. There we go. Squid Games. The shape on the forehead was a thing. You get different shapes on your forehead based on different men locking in with you. I don't know if women ever pay attention to that. That when you get a different man in your energy, your forehead look different. You get a different shape on your forehead. You see this? It look kind of like a star now, right? You see how it look like it got like little points right there, and it look like that. There's different men. Your forehead is literally, your mind is a vagina. Look at that. So that's your vagina opening. So you got to close that up sometimes, right? Close your forehead vagina so that your thoughts can't be permeated by everyone in your energy or everyone around you. See, that's why Lil Wayne says, I got an open mind, you can look inside. But if you close your eye and close your shutters and close your blinds, sometimes you got to close your blinds. Ooh, it's a lot of things in there, right? Sometimes you got to close your blinds so that everybody can't read your mind. That's how you get your blinds, close your blinds. You got to teach your kids that about themselves. See, my ex-mother, he used to always be like, she'd be like, close your blinds so they can't see that she's in there. When he closes blinds and then out of nowhere, I just started feeling like really stifled. So like, she taught him stuff about being grown. So even though I didn't like her and she didn't like me per se, she had a relationship where she was at least giving her son spiritual knowledge of how to close his blinds for privacy purposes and things like that. Right? Even me, I tell my son all the time, close your blinds, turn the cameras off. You don't need to let everybody see your cameras. Like, turn the screen off. You know, you visualizing stuff. Everybody around you that's in your face, in your eye, can see what you visualizing. Turn the shit off sometimes. Sometimes you can play blindfolded. Sometimes it's good to not be able to see out your third eye and still be able to operate with your third eye's knowledge. I'm not just here as some retarded, stupid person that don't know shit about shit. Like, how long you been studying? My whole life. All my life. They've been trying to hold me down because I know too much. Like, when I get when my mind's clear, the way that I can divinate, like, other day, my son, it was like the day after Thanksgiving. He went to go hang out with his dad's family. I go to my like original space where I like to, like, you know, meditate at. And I'm meditating, I'm clearing everything out of my energy. I'm freaking out my sister is like in the left side of my brain, taking up space. I realize my ex, where he's at in my brain. I'm seeing all these roots and I'm just taking them all out. I'm detaching from everything and everybody. Man, they start panicking in this motherfucker. I'm talking about they was panicking. That's why when you clean your energy out, it's good to not sit in the house all day around a bunch of people. You need to leave the house and go be by yourself next to a body of water, because running water, like waterfalls, create negative ions which recharge your body and restabilize your auric field. Right? So I'm by the waterfall and I'm meditating the day after Thanksgiving, clearing out my energy. And I start to feel like I get sleepy a little bit, but not. And I close my eyes and I start hearing a child screaming. He's like, ah! Ah! I'm like, what the hell was that? Was that my son's little brother? Because, you know, he got a little brother that I knew was over there. I'm like, the fuck was that? Then I start seeing his cousin looking down at me, like I'm on the ground looking up at him, and he like got a green face. He looked kind of like an ogre or something in the face. I'm like, oh shit, I'm starting to see his face, because I can see faces. Like when I clear my energy out all the way, I can see faces. I can see what people really look like. Like, fuck your face, nigga. I see your soul. Like the spirit that's behind you. That's why I don't be fucking with people, because I can see you. Motherfucker, like I see your face. Like my son's friend, he had this one friend that kept calling him. He was like, "Oh, he ain't even like that." He started doing bad shit to my son. I'm talking about he was like literally doing bad shit to my son, and for no reason, right? I'm just like, well, what are you doing that for? Like, you look dumb. So I cleared out my son's energy, right? I'm like, okay, I go in front of my son. I clean out all his chakras. I disconnect them all from this idiot, right? And I started realizing, like, oh shit. And he kind of like, he's like, oh shit. He's like, oh, she found me. And then he kept trying to do it again, right? So then I started looking at him. I realized this nigga was like a big old fat boy with like a bunch of pointy, sharp teeth. He had like all his teeth were fangs. Like he looked like a little rodent. I'm like, dang, your friend ugly as shit. He sitting here acting like he like that. He trying to steal your shit. You better watch your friends. They trying to steal your shit. They see you got something, they want to steal what you got. So I go pick up my son, right? I'm like, was your little brother crying? He said, yeah, he was crying because he didn't want us to leave him at the house. I said, oh, okay. Oh, okay. Like, oh. And when I saw it was in these colors, the higher chakras. So people don't think that you be smart or you be knowing what you're talking about. They just like, oh, you just crazy, you delusional. No, I see in spirit and I exist in spirit. I've elevated past the consciousness level where you're at, where you still want to be this physical body that's involved in so much sex. And don't get me wrong, a lot of divine feminine energy can recharge your whole aura, but you can't be so heavily in that, or especially me, I'm single. So I don't have someone that's locking in or I'm not holding anyone in particular's vibration. It's just me and my son in here. So I don't really want to hold space for a whole bunch of random people, because like I still got to hold space for him to keep his space pure. You know, it's not no man defending my surrounding. I'm around a bunch of women who already have men. And you know, usually those women want other women's energy involved in their relationship because it brings a new fresh vibration. It's like, I don't want to be there though. You know, I can't help it because I'm open. My vagina is naturally magnetizing the attraction or the attention of men. It's because it's empty. It doesn't have a man in it, so it's naturally going to attract. It's a magnet. That's what the vagina is. It naturally will magnetize masculine energy. It's just a natural thing. And if it doesn't have one that's in it holding a vibration, it's because just like a hermit crab, it looks for a shell. So the hard-shelled crustacean wants some shelter that's kind of soft. And, you know, a new shell always seems softer than the one that you already live in. Or it might even seem bigger or more expanded, or it might have more room in it for that man to come into that space and feel relief. But I don't want to necessarily just be everybody's marriage counselor, even though I had a dream I was supposed to do that work for people in their marriages, to help them heal their marriages. That's another calling that I have. I don't necessarily want to just, do it without people's consent, because it's like, you trying to fuck my nigga through the wall. Like, well, I can't help. I woke up this morning, I'm like, hold on, somebody trying to take my cootie cat through Pound Town. I'm like, who is this imp in here? Who is he? Who in here? Who in here? I'm sitting up in here like, what the fuck? I'm like, I'm in my dream like, oh yeah, wait, hold on. Get your ass up, Sierra. I wake up, I'm like, oh, who up in here having too much fun? Oh no, baby, you got to get up out of here. I don't know whose man it was, whether it was the gay man from the tarot reading last night or what. But I said, then I realized they had a whole bunch of hooks hooked into my portal. It's like holding my portal open, just letting everybody just hit the back walls. I'm like, who did that? Like, niggas really be doing demonic shit to your vagina, thinking that, oh, ha, look what we did. We held her down and pinned her down and opened up her portal to a bunch of entities. Like, fuck you. The woman's portal's supposed to be sacred. If you have been attacked by a woman possessed by the bitch, okay, hold on. So it's in the book. Again, this is something that's been around for over 20 years. She's been healing people for 50 years, and the government has given her a seal of approval. So what's she saying in this book? Okay. Anyway. African spiritual aspects of divinity, which meet us at every gateway of the sacred woman, will be progressively we will progressively rise out of the bitch state. The creatress didn't make any of her daughters to be bitches. We are born out of the likeness and images of our creatress into a divine being, a beautiful reflection of spirit. Okay? Practice smiling from your heart regularly as you send out healings from your heart center. So let's take our hand over our hearts real quick and just try to put a smile on our hearts. How about we do that? You might look inside of your heart and realize there's some people trying to send some swirls up in there. Like, what's that energy? Who is that? Is that supposed to be in there? Who's trying to come through my portal and send that up there? Like, who's trying to align with my heart chakra? I just looked, I saw something was like sitting there, like, I'm like, right? Try being a man. Hold on. Should I let them in my cooch? No, don't let nobody in your cooch. Keep everybody out of your cooch that don't support you financially, spiritually, or emotionally, period. If they not your man, keep them out. It's your life. That's you're building yourself. Keep them out. Try being a man. Okay, so I've been single, owned an apartment, worked a job, went to work every day, cooked food, cleaned the house, and took care of kids. I think that's good enough. But you know what's so funny? If all men petition to not do any of those things, like not clean, not cook, not do laundry and stuff, the world, like that day wouldn't really change much about what the man actually does in a relationship or a home. The name of the book is The Sacred Woman, a guide to healing the feminine body and mind and spirit. This is her updated version. This is Queen of Food. Y'all can follow her on Instagram. She has a very big following. You can just go follow her. Like, if you want to look at some content on Instagram all day, go look at Queen of Food's page. Go look at her YouTube. Go see what she's talking about. Because that's a space for everybody to heal in. You need to go over there. I know. Look, I'm taking my own advice. To maintain bitch blood, you have to eat a great deal of meat. The blood and flesh of an animal feeds the bitch. Other foods strengthen bitch possession are sugar, fast foods, junk foods, and fried foods. For a healing change, take on a natural vegetarian lifestyle. As a protein source, consume beans, peas, soy meats, TVP, and raw soaked nuts and seeds. Limit your starch intake to small amounts of whole grains. Consume large amounts of fresh, raw, or lightly steamed veggies. Be sure to drink 12 to 16 ounces of green vegetable juice daily, which will help you maintain a state of balance and harmony. Drink a daily tonic oh my God, of 2 cloves of mashed garlic with the juice of 1 lemon in water. Whoa. It's so funny because when I first moved here, I had the urge to just swallow a bunch of garlic cloves. I need to go do that again. Please stop wearing that all black, gray, and dark blue, especially red, until you are well. Hold up. Ooh, look at my outfit right quick, though. Hold up. Look at the read. Oh, shit. I had on a black jacket yesterday, these gray sweatpants, and a blue sweatshirt. Ooh, and she said, and that red. Look at my hair. Oh, my God. Look, y'all. Look at me. Because, you know, as a hairstylist, they tell us to wear all black as our uniform. I'm not married. No, I'm not. Right? Because different colors bring in different energy. Your color that you wear every day lightens your mood. And look at the majority of a lot of grays. I have light greens and light purples and tans. Those are my favorite outfits actually to wear. And this light gray and that green right there and that tan right there and that rainbow color that. But the majority of my clothes, even my workout clothes, are like dark. All my clothes that I had before got taken and thrown away and or auctioned off because, you know, my family lied about helping me pay for my storage unit. So I think the clothes that I have now that I held on to are kind of like reminiscent of that period of time where I'm holding on to like the last bit of stuff that I had with me that didn't get taken away in storage. Dark, right? Wear white and pastel colors to lighten up your spirit and help you open up your higher spiritual gateways, chakras, or aritu. Clean up your karma, you're shy. Make a list of all those to whom you've been bitchy. And as you cleanse, write them or call them in person one by one. Reach out to them asking for forgiveness, offer them a supportive act to balance out your wrongdoing, and or help someone else who's in need. Say thank you more often for any large or small good deed done on your behalf. Practice smiling from your heart regularly as you send out healings from your heart center. Over 7 consecutive days, take 7 baths with 2 pounds of sea salt each time you draw the demon out. Take a white candle into your hydrotherapy chamber and meditate on its flame to clear your spiritual body, or use a green candle to heal your heart center from the pain and conditions that created the bitch qualities. Practice the Ma'at feather meditation, pages 312 through 313, for forgiveness to lighten up your heart. Cleanse your colon of old toxic waste with 3 enemas a week over a 12-week period. Damn. Travel through and begin to incorporate the wisdom of the various gateways of the sacred woman into your life. Go on a talk fast for 1 to 8 hours a day. Anoint yourself with frankincense and myrrh or eucalyptus oil before you begin your talk fast each day. Also, before you begin, place the Ma'at feather by your lips so that your words and attitude will lighten up. This way, you will begin to train your mouth to speak from a place of Ma'at. Accept and affirm your sacred calling, which will return you to your original state. Allow your higher self to emerge and rescue you from the bitch state. Allow the beautiful lotus in you to open and blossom in the sun. We women folk can overcome the bitch attitude, break the bitch cycle, and come out of our possession as we make a conscious effort to put down the bitch sword and pick up the Ma'at feather of truth and right, balance and purity, as we embrace our ancient African spiritual aspects of divinity. So back to the African woman is the original. So I ain't got no problem with no African women. It's just don't be putting no root work on me, baby. I ain't got no problem with you. Just don't put no root work on me. I'm working on me. I'm getting back to being a person who's, you see, I have my sticky notes in my book. My book got mold on it. Guess how my book got mold on it, y'all? This wonderful book with all this wonderful knowledge. Guess how I got mold on it? The day when I had called the police on my ex because he pulled my hat off while I was driving and almost made me crash my car. He poured juice all over the backs of my car, all over my backseat. And mold grew on this book and also in the backseat of my car. That was a symbol to me that this relationship was going to pretty much mold the sacredness of me out of me, meaning cause it to rot. That's when I had to start waking up. And that happened in September. We're in December now. 3 months. It takes time and support. And I didn't know who to look for support from. So it was hard for me to get back into this book. after experiencing all of that, and then the rent needing to be due and all of that. I'm sorry. But yeah, pay attention to your feet. Sister 1, the abused but forgiving evolved sister. Your words hurt. Why must you be so harsh and judgmental? Sister 2, the sister filled with fear and anger but seeking to cleanse her soul by pleading forgiveness. I was just trying to protect you and keep you from hurting yourself again. I'm sorry. Maybe I could have done it in another way. Maybe taken a gentler approach. Sister 1, it's all right. I forgive you. For you're my sister. Sister 2, I've always admired you and put you up on a pedestal. Then jealousy stepped in and I took a wrong turn. Please, won't you forgive me? Sister 1, it's all right. I forgive you. For you're my sister. This literally sounds like a conversation between me and sister 2, my sister underneath me. I always wanted to know, like, why are you always sleeping with men after me? Like, why are you always going behind me sleeping with the guys that I sleep with? I realize now it's like a thing of like, well, if she could do it and they like me too, then that means I'm just as pretty as her. But for the longest, I was like thinking, like, why would you do like? And then when she started learning how to be spiritual about it, so there was no like DNA or nothing to like contaminate, but it still was like me. I'm a spiritual investigator. You can't run nothing past me. I'm gonna tap into your womb and be like, oh, so that's what's going on over there. Okay, so he over your house right now. So your house, and he. Oh, okay. Oh, you're allowing it. You're actually embracing this shit. Okay. I'm that sister. The witchy bitch. Call me a witch if you want to. I don't give a fuck. If you don't believe you're a witch and you're a woman, you're delusional. Step into your power. Goddess, witch, creatress, whatever you want to call it. High priestess, empress, goddess again. Know who you are. Know that you create and stuff with your words. So when you call me the B word, it makes me a B word. If you call me a goddess, then I become a goddess. If you call me your neighbor, your friend, it makes me your neighbor, your friend. Right? Once the noise is quiet enough for you once the noise is quiet enough for the true you to speak, the highest vantage can directly manipulate yourself, which is reality. That's why I just say, look, shh, be quiet. Sacred Relationships 7-Day Transformative Work. Consciously release old relationships, partners through purification rites, journal work, prayer work, and affirmations. Don't be erratic and jump into new relationships without ridding yourself of old toxic habits that drew in your previous toxic unions. This is why I'm starting this women's empowerment group, because it's funny that I turned directly to this chapter in the book and all the other ones got mold on them. Because I kept reading and rereading those chapters over and over again. But it's like, yeah, now it's time for you to move into this chapter. Right here. And it says ancestor is Betty Shabazz. Elders are Ruby D, Coretta Scott King, and contemporary is Susan Taylor. So each gateway makes you channel the energy of at least 4 to 6 women who are supposed to be around you spiritually while you're going through that phase. So we have Maya Angelou in this book. We got Taraji P. Henson in this book. We got Sanaa Lathan. We got Lauren London. We got Erykah Badu, Lauryn Hill. You know, everyone you could possibly imagine. Nina Simone, like all the wonderful, great Black women are in this book. You understand what I'm saying? So it's not just, oh, some bullshit that someone's pulling out of their butt and, you know, whatever. It literally, and it's funny that this part, I'm seeing a self-love release, like the Beetle, all of this stuff, like finally getting here. Like the reason I felt like half of me wasn't there is because I hadn't finished doing the work. It's like I know the work, but I haven't done the work. Like I've written apology letters to myself and all of that, but I had to redo it again after this relationship in this new space. Oh, affirmation. Ooh, something to tell your man. So for everyone who has a man, this might be good for you. From a sacred woman to her king man. As a sacred woman, I am ever striving to resurrect and exalt the divinity of my mate and counterpart. I recognize that my inner balance must manifest externally in my relationship with my man if the true potential of the higher self is to be made known to me. Love is like water and you are like a plant. Are you thirsty? Then I let my love flow like the river upon you. Come and receive this love. Let me pour it all over you ever so gently as I watch us grow. I must not be thirsty, for I can love you only when my own source is full. The extent to which I radiate and contain love is the extent to which I draw love from you. With you, King Man, I share in love fiercely, knowing you'll give it right back to me. I can forgive you only when I forgive me. I can nurture you only when I first nurture myself. By loving myself unconditionally, I have the capacity to love you the same way. Ever since I've been healed naturally into a sacred woman, I've grown so vast and so potent, so fierce and so powerful that I can lift you up and put you back together again. I can do for you what As, the great mother, and Nephet, the lady of the house, did for Asar, the resurrection, in ancient times, and commit so that the nation could continue to be. Yes, I, a sacred woman, have the capacity to love, heal, and support you, King Man, in more than 1,000 ways. It's something I do naturally. The penis, or jed, the Kemetic term for both penis and stability, is an extension of a man's entire body. Once you inspire your man to eat natural and processed food, his whole body will reawaken. A flesh diet, cigarette smoking, alcohol, and drugs of any kind are the quickest way to destroy the organic long life of your man's penis. The same toxic blood due to wrong eating that flows through his heart and lungs flows into his penis as well. So he is weak, limp, and unable to get an erection. He's sexually congested and impotent. Diligently help your man detoxify to cleanse and rejuvenate all the systems of his body. The state of your man's jed is a direct reflection of how he's living his life. Reverse this process of death by adopting a natural living lifestyle. Women more easily take to a natural living lifestyle for body, mind, and spirit wellness because they are eager to heal themselves. Most men, I've found, are not inclined to change old habits to improve their health. Brother B, or Bay rather, a well-known natural living practitioner and owner of the Health and Happiness Institute of Washington, D.C. Oh, shoot, I need to go see him. He in D.C.? Says most men are not going to change their diet or improve their health unless it is for their sexual powers and virility. That's sad, but so be it. That's why I'm approaching the issue of detoxing our men's through body organ that matters the most to them, the jet. Once your man is convinced that his sexual performance can be improved through a taste of good, healthy living and the many blessings that it brings, he will be encouraged to go deeper into natural life. Awaken your king man into natural living, and for this is just the beginning of self-healing. So when it comes down to it, excuse me, hello to you in Brazil. If you take on, when a man's rod has failed, the woman is supposed to go out and pull the leaves off the vines from the fields and make a tea. And brother, his standing rod should be ready and hot in a couple of days. Dr. John E. Moore, elder and master herbalist. But in y'all's Bible, it says his rod and his staff keep me safe and sound in the valleys of shadow and death. And everybody think they don't need a man. I never said I don't need a man. I never said, no, you don't want a man. I said, don't choose the wrong man. Because I did, and his rod kept me safe at times. But then sometimes I'd be damn near dead. Because you understand, he wasn't mine. His mind wasn't right. He wasn't eating right. He eating Slim Jims and candy and soda every day, Mountain Dew. Wondering why your sperm not getting thicker. We women just heal so that men can heal. The thing is, America keeps giving us food that's killing us, because what does that mean it will do to us? Make us infertile, sterile, and numb to what the fuck they're actually doing. They got so many McDonald's everywhere because they want your dick congested so that you can't be the rod protector of your family. They want your womb congested with pain, and everybody in the whole entire world, they want you at work so that you can't master the power of your womb so that you can be more powerful. They want your womb all over the internet so that everybody got access to you so that you can't be a beacon of healing. Because if your womb has access to all these people, the funny thing is, if you actually heal, the toxic people will fall off regardless because they don't want to hear the healed content. So I went from having 8,000 followers on Instagram to 6,500. That's cool. I'll take the loss. Oh no, 7,500. My bad. So I lost 500 followers or so. That's cool. I'll take that. If I got to lose 500 people to be myself again, versus be toxic and shaking ass and twerking just because it's entertaining for you guys, I'm cool with losing them followers, but I still got my 900 subscribers over here. Okay. Well, make it 1,000. I'm really close. So all y'all subscribe while y'all here. I see y'all. I done seen a few subscriptions come through. Shout out to y'all for subscribing. Excuse me. Have your sacred man drink a herbal tonic. Combine palmetto, dandelion, alfalfa, burdock, and use 3 teaspoons of each herb to 3 cups of boiled water and steep overnight. Give him a green vegetable juice twice a day. Eliminate dead foods from the diet. Your man must do squats daily to open his center. He must also drain and rejuvenate his whole body by putting his legs up in a 45-degree angle, or for the advanced men, by performing a shoulder stand or headstand. Abstain from physical lovemaking for at least 3 weeks, but be very loving towards each other to build up deeper inner power and strength. During abstinence, direct sexual energies to activities such as bike riding, speed walking, African dancing, or swimming when lovemaking is permitted again. Anoint yourself and your mate with the essence of honeysuckle or sandalwood, or use patchouli to fully awaken his mental, his mental phallus. Thank you for subscribing. Grand Rising. If you're here, make sure you subscribe. I'm helping heal the men too, not just the women. I'm here for everybody. Not like she outside, she for everybody. That bitch is giving out. She don't know what she doing. I'm just giving y'all knowledge. If I'm going to go ahead and have a womb that's expanded to this dimension, I want to use it to heal people. Not hurt people, not trap people, not torture people, not possess people. Or, because you get trapped inside of somebody's coochie and they never let you out. You be stuck in that portal, in that womb for a long time and wouldn't even know it. Okay, look, when I start cutting my baby father out of my life, they start putting him in a hole in prison. It wasn't until I'll be like, I wonder how he's doing. And I feel that vibe come through again. He's like, they just let me out the hole. Like, it's that deep. When you really understand the spiritual aspect of life, it's that deep. That's the only reason I keep portals open to men, because I understand the power of them having access to my womb. Your womb can imprison a man for life. So be a good tomb. Be a good pyramid. Be a pleasant one. But when you realize someone don't deserve access to all the riches and the jewels in your pyramid, in your tomb, kick that motherfucker out and make room for the next pharaoh. For a healthy prostate. Oh, no, I told y'all that already. So, yeah, like, holistic lovemaking is all about creation. It's funny because, see, me and my ex, when he first came here, we had took about like 3-week break. I'm like, I wasn't talking to him. I wasn't texting him. We wasn't unching. He came over here. I ain't gonna lie, the unch was better than it ever had been before. I'm like, dang, look at you, not using your stuff and coming back over with the unch. But then I realized, I'm like, nah, it was a scam. Cause men, what y'all don't realize is y'all adapt the personality or adopt the personality of the woman that you're plugged into, right? I'm sorry, I'm bringing this heat in here, but I gotta speak on it. Y'all adopt the personality of the woman that you're plugged into, because the woman is the source. It's the electricity. You're the plug that's looking for the electricity. The woman is the source, right? So you're plugging your plug into, and then you catch that vibe. And that's why and then we hold the frequency in our womb, right? Y'all. When I started realizing that men would get with women to be in their frequency just to give that frequency to another woman, and not in a way where it's like we're all in knowing relationship to each other and holding a frequency together, but more so in like a, if I could sneakily do this, I can get away with. That's all I have to say. Anyway, the myth of Ast, or Isis and Osiris. In the myth of Ast and Asar, this jealous Seth slew his brother, Asar, dismembered the body into 14 pieces and cast him into the Nile. When Ast discovered the treacherous deed, he was overwhelmed with greed. Determined to resurrect her beloved husband and bear a sacred child, Ast and her sister Nephthys searched the river until they had found and reassembled all the body parts but one, the Jed of Asar, and had been consumed by a huge fish. Oh, the Jed of Asar had been consumed by a huge fish. Ast created a new penis of gold and cedar wood for her beloved, and then she began to dance around the body, dancing and singing, chanting prayers and magical incantations, faster and more passionately, until her arms became vast wings. Ast hovered over Asar and breathed life back into his body. As his Jed rose, Ast made sacred love to her beloved one last time and became impregnated with his seed. She conceived the sacred child Heru, Horus, the beautiful the beautiful hawk-headed god of light. For years after the birth of Heru, Ast and Neb had traveled the dusty roads of Egypt, teaching the arts of weaving, agriculture, healing, and establishing temples for the worship of Asar. In the sacred precinct of each temple, Ast caused the Jed of Asar to be created as a tekken and placed it upon the altar as a symbol of regeneration and rebirth. This is the legendary origin of the worship of the sacred Jed and why we place the tekken on the altar of the sacred man. So, yeah, there's a point in time where women actually do worship a wee, a phallus, a Jed, when it's actually worth it. We have no problem with worshiping the phallus that brings us life. I mean, we talk about in the Bible, his rod, his staff keeps me safe. We have no problem with that worship. Not at all. But it has to be one that's worth it. Okay? Shoot, if I told y'all the story about hold on one second. Sorry, y'all. If I told y'all the story about how that story is like my life, because y'all know Set, Nephthys, Asar, and Aset, or Isis and Osiris are all brothers and sisters, right? It's 4 siblings. And the siblings end up getting each other pregnant and having babies. But their mother is Net or Nut, right? The mother of the sky, right? I'm gonna break this down for y'all because I'm not being crazy, but I'm just paying attention to my life. So my name, I'm Sierra. They always say, you got them hawk eyes, girl. You got them hawk eyes. My whole life, I never understood why. And I have this wonderful mark on my forehead. You know, my third eye's always been activated, right? And I always felt like I had wings, and I always had dreams that I could fly. And when I was a baby, they said I always used to sing, I could leave, I could fly. And my mom used to always tell me the story about this movie that had a woman. She locked her children up in the attic, and they ended up getting each other pregnant, and she ended up having a baby with her brother or something like that. And I thought that was the weirdest shit. I'm like, why is she always telling me that? Right? And then there was a point in time where I lived with my brother. Like when I lived in my last apartment, when I first moved there, I lived with my brother. And I remember my brother saying this one weird statement to my son. He was like, you know, it was supposed to be your dad that was supposed to be here, man. It's supposed to be your dad. And I was like, huh? What the fuck are you talking about? But I never minded it, right? Because I had to think about spirit. Like I wasn't as spiritual back then as I am now. But I randomly started talking to a guy. Remember I told you I read the name Michael when I was scrolling through this book? I started talking to a guy named Michael, right? And when I was talking to him, I randomly had a dream that I was in a relationship with my brother. I'm like, what the fuck? Ew. But I hadn't read this story in its entirety yet. My son happens to have a third eye that a lot of people want to get in connection with for some odd reason, because he's so tall, he's so beautiful. Your son's so beautiful. And remember, I told you I had the dream where I was in the dark mall, and I turned into light. Right now, let me tell y'all something about the dream about the mall. I got to bring this all back because if y'all are still here and listening to the story, it's like crazy, right? When it comes to the mall, I kept saying, why am I in a mall with a bunch of people chasing me? And I started being able to see in the mall when I started shining light in the mall, which was basically like a temple, right? These people were all ego-based individuals who only cared about their outward look. Pay attention, stick with the story for a second. They only cared about their physical. But then I started having dreams where I was able to float above the mall and go to heaven. I'm like, why is heaven above the mall? Why would heaven be above the mall? And then there was one full moon when I was outside doing my door dashing, and I'm looking directly at the moon, and I go to behind this church because I can't find this person's address for some odd reason. But where I went in real life, I dreamt about being there a long time ago. And it's like I was running, And I ended up in the back of this place, in the back of this church. I'm like, oh my God, this is the spot for my dream. What the fuck? What the fuck? And I looked up at the moon and it hit me. And I started thinking about how I could direct my energy up at the moon and then feel it come back down to me. Because it's still a full moon right now. So if you're a woman, you should know this about moon, magic, moon. All right, can y'all hear me now? Okay, so it hit me at that point. Heaven was above the mall. Move the M. Heaven wasn't above the mall. Heaven was above, move the M. Heaven was above them all. The ego-driven people who only cared about their outward experience, that cared about buying physical things and impressing each other and bullying each other. Heaven was above them all. It hit me. So I can't lie to you about being a prophet, because how would I get that message randomly? Heaven was above the mall. And I'm like, well, I'm in heaven. And I kept looking back down. My money would drop out of my pockets. And I'm like, oh, but God, my money dropped back down. He said, you don't need it up here. You either come up here or you go back down there. I'm like, but my son's down there. Well, either you come up here, you go back down there. You can come when you're ready, but you can't bring that stuff with you when you come. Heaven was above them all. Not the mall, but them all. Them all. That was given to me in a dream. I'm here to help y'all heal, y'all. I know everybody ain't ready to just, but heaven, funny thing, right? We could bring heaven down to earth. It's been said that we can do it, but everybody's too afraid because everybody rather be in the mall, shopping, showing off, impressing each other, popping shit, popping pussy. I was born by the river. I was getting that cash, bending over, popping pussy. I was shaking that ass. Like, okay. So holistic lovers unblock energy, tension, and stress. In preparation for the full love embrace, the couple should take a salt and herbal bath, massage each other, and drink rejuvenating herbal tonics, as well as live vegetable or fruit juices, as well as vegetable or live fruit juices, in order to be in a proper loving meditative state. This way you don't come to the love exchange with devitalized fluids and body tensions, only to release stress and anxiety into each other through your partner. In holistic loving, one's orgasm is not localized. It works freely and intensely throughout the body. If you cleanse through a healthy diet, exercise, and prayer, you will experience a total body orgasm that will be felt in your back, neck, head, and face. All parts of you will receive this positive love healing exchange. Hey, I ain't gonna hold y'all. The last time I got one of them, even though it was a shared experience, right? Through the moon, last moon cycle. Oh no, I don't think it was a full moon. We just incorporated the moon. But intense. Divine feminine energy. Oh, you're using moon magic. That's the witch. Oh, the moon. Yeme Ya. Okay. Oshun, Oset. So, anyways, back to the story about being in ancient Egypt. Yeah. My mother of 5 kids. Isis, Wings. Hi guys. My brother Osiris, he kind of like the undead. I seen my brother spiritually like chop my brother's body up one time when I was meditating. It was weird as shit. I couldn't understand it until I started reading this book. My son kind of was raised by my brother my whole entire life, because my brother literally, like, even in high school would like help raise my son, right? So that's why he feels like entitled to the space, because he kind of has been like investing into my son since he was 17, 18 years old. That basically is like his child, right? And my other brother, he always wanted to, but that's why I'm like, it's weird, because when I did the meditation, it looks like his thing is the one that's missing. When I was doing a meditation yesterday, I'm like, where's his thing at? So I'm confused about the story a little bit, because the funny thing is, my other brother, when he got electrocuted, he's kind of been living in my space since forever. Right? So the day he got electrocuted, stuck that thing, and my sister was the one that told him to do it. So I was kind of the only one there, and I just, like, I was there. So you know how that goes when people around you. Anyway, so it's just, when you start to look at the story, you start to think about which one is what, and who's what, and what's with. My brother's initials are JM, and my son's. I would tell y'all the whole story, but yeah, I'd be exposing my identity, and I got work to do. So I want people to come to me to get the work respectfully. I don't want people to just come trying to get it off of, you know. I got work to do, though. I know who my spirit is. I know who I am through all lifetimes. It's funny, because then my ex, his daughter's name is Osira, and his baby mother, her name is Isis too. So it's like we both got the same story, but we kind of clashed, and we're like making like a subdivision of the same exact story. It's weird though, because it's like the father and the son are the same person. But it's funny, because my ex, him and my son both have life path number 8. Both are Chinese drag. Again, let me just leave it alone, because like y'all wouldn't understand as to why I dealt with all of this stuff so long, because it's like spiritual activations and ancient knowledge that I've learned through meditation, which is why I dealt with a lot of shit that's traumatic. So it really was more for me to experience, to activate my spirit. It's not for me to try to kill that boy or hate him or anything. Yeah, I got to expose my truth and to tell you what happened to me to help women on a regular level heal, but I got to get them through that understanding. They got to get through the human consciousness of like, oh, narcissistic men, before they understand that, oh no, men are just simply a reflection of how you feel about yourself, because men only can reflect women. Men are mirrors. That's why Cardi B says in her song, a nigga only gonna do what you allow. So men are only mirrors to what you, the goddess, creatress, actually vibrate into his phallus. You want to give him ain't shit ass nigga vibes, then he gonna be ain't shit ass nigga vibes. If you want to give him abundant flowing energy, he gonna start bringing that money in. When we was doing all summer long, and he was happy, oh, money was coming in for both of us. We both had money. He was getting money from people booking him to do gigs, to do appearances, and all of that. And I was getting money from working, and we had money flowing in. He just was liking to spend it a lot on weed and other shit and eating out all the time, but we had money coming in consistently, because we was just flowing how he was flowing. My skin was clear. His skin, he started to look more brown. He started getting his color back. Like, you literally create with the person that you lay down with. So but before women can get to that level, they got to get through. So again, I already knew this, but I kind of stepped back like 2 years, because like I met him 2 years ago. We were supposed to have dated, but he traveled somewhere else, and we kind of like had a break in the timeline. And I went to where I was supposed to be at, but I wasn't ready to cross that threshold until I actually experienced all this and passed this knowledge. So I live my life in a flip flop. So I kind of got to turn my infinity sign around. Now that I've made it past this cycle, I can finally now go back to the old cycle and figure that one out, right? But I think they might have, behind the scenes, out of their eagerness to control, they might have made a deal between them two about who actually has to deal with me for eternity. So that's a whole nother concept and conversation that we're going to deal with on the other spectrum that don't really concern y'all. But my point is, I got to get women through the physical understanding of, oh, men are narcissists. I'm not worthy. He beat me. It's his fault. It's him. Then for us to finally realize, no, we're projectors. And the reason why the world keeps women in such an emotionally disenfranchised state is so that they can fuck up the men. So then we have a reason to point the finger at our own men and not the people who are doing the vibration frequency manipulation, which is not our men. It's the people who are perpetrating or perpetualizing thoughts into the woman's brain, because the woman is the vibration holder. So if you're at home and you're looking at all this content about fuck niggas, fuck men, you're going to always think about fuck niggas, fuck men. You're going to look at your man sideways like, I remember that time you forgot my birthday. I remember that time when you didn't give me a gift for an anniversary. I remember that time when you didn't lick my coochie the right way. I remember that time when you cheated a long time ago when we was like 15 years old. You start thinking about old shit because the media wants you to hate the man, because when you have a disenfranchised or unlocked in relationship, anything can try to break that shit. But that's why they say real love can't be broken. Real houses can't be broken down. Real relationships can't be faltered or, turned into shit, because they understand the principles of love. And people sometimes have to be reminded. That's why people have to renew their vows. That's why people you renew the vows. You have to have a moment of like, damn, I actually do appreciate what you do for me, because even though the world is stressful, sometimes you got to get back into your spirit and remember, oh shit, on a spiritual level, what we do for each other is completely outside of anything that these people could tell us about us. And a lot of times, like the last relationship, dude, he didn't want to admit it. He would always admit it to me on the back end personally, but he never wanted to admit it out loud, because it's like, it's hard to imagine that somebody who I had no intentions on being attracted to actually has this much of an impact in my spirit. So they go and they try to find it elsewhere. But me, based on who I know I am, I make a lasting impact on men. Not because I have an ego, but because I know who I am. So that's where that aspect of, kind of like trying to reel it all in and make it all make sense is like, oh, we get annoying people around us to reactivate things in us. I got an ex around me to reactivate something in me. I became an annoying neighbor to people, and my neighbor was annoying to me to reactivate something in me. It was all meant to happen that way so that we could reactivate the actual healing journey that needs to happen in our communities. Brown people to Black people to African people to Hispanic people to men to women to politicians to politics. They don't want us to heal, because if we actually heal, then we could learn to manipulate and actually master the frequency of the world that we live in. That's why people like me exist. Not to shake you up and tell you that that I'm crazy and you're doing everything wrong, but to remind you of who you are so that you can understand, okay, now it's time for us to internally look at things like, all right, bet. So from this spiritual perspective, fuck the physical and all that flesh body stuff that we be worried about. What do we want to see in the world? Because I ain't going to hold you. When me and him would break up, food stamps would stop. Well, shit would just break down. New laws that was just about, like, even Donald Trump just recently, didn't he just take away MLK Day and Juneteenth as days to get free admission into national parks? Like, when we break up, shit goes bad in the world. Me and this last guy I was dating. But it was the last time, 2 times ago, he came over. He was like, bro, we just had a real conversation. We kind of like put it all out on the table. And he was like, I mean, that shit is true though. Every time you do what you do, the food stamps get cut back on, all the benefits come back on. The government was shut down for a little minute though, so everything was kind of just cooling at the time. But the government was shut down and everything was cool. We was cooling. Everybody else was afraid. We was just sitting back chilling, like, everybody who knew what they needed to know was like, shit was going good. Bet. We don't need that system teaching people to not need the government. As soon as we broke up and we went separate ways and they couldn't keep us in one spot where they could watch and manipulate us and try to, the government's open back up. We need to retract these two energies, these two people. You don't realize how important you are to the algorithm until you stepped into this level of divinity, which you can start to actually project and change the world around you. But you have to step into this level of divinity to do it. I come here to help you activate into this level of divinity so that this can be something that we all are doing collectively. I don't want to just be the only one on the child. Food stamps get cut off. Next, basically I'm sitting here, okay. Next, food stamps get turned back on. Every time we get back together, we sleep together, energies exchanged as, boop. All right, everything's back on order. Everybody, your stuff's back online. Your benefits are back. I'm like, dog, to be this self-sacrificial being, a woman, to have to know that your energy is creating and curating a frequency, a reality that people are existing in, and you are co-creating that as a woman with your relationship being at a certain level. It's like, dang. I wish I could make this shit up. But when you look at the timelines and you look at everything that was happening within my relationship, it lines up perfectly. I know who I am, though. Most women have forgotten who we are, so we give our power away. And we just become someone's bitch or someone's girl or someone's hoe. And that's what they want. Because an unempowered woman creates a what? A weak man. A man that's easier to mull over and push over in the society. When you stop acting like a goddess, your man can't act like a god. And that's all I have for y'all today. The last thing on here says the transformative blueprint for ancestral healing, featuring new materials and gateways from the renowned herbalist, natural health expert, and healer of women's bodies and souls. Through extraordinary meditations, affirmations, holistic healing, plant-based medicine, Kemet temple teachings, the rites of passage and guidance, Queen Afua teaches us how to love and rejoice in our bodies by spiritualizing the words we speak, the foods we eat, the relationships we attract, the spaces we live in, the working and transcendent woman spirit we manifest. With love, wisdom, and passion, Queen Afua guides us to accept our mission and our mantle as sacred women to heal ourselves, the generations of women in our families, our communities, and our world. I was divinely introduced to Queen Afua in January of 2019. I was clouded and confused as to what was my real power in the feminine. Following her program, I learned what real food does to my body, temple, and how I can heal myself and create peaceful life after grief and loss. Queen has assisted me in healing and connecting deeper into my soul. I will forever be grateful for one of my master teachers, my spiritual mother. She is a gift from the Most High, Lauren London. Okay, that's from Lauren London. You know, new. This book was one of the first that helped me start practices as a young woman that focused on my body and spirit as one. Jada Pinkett Smith. Queen Afua channeled a seminal work in wellness when she birthed Sacred Woman. This book is a gift that weaves us back into our roots and grounds us into a new version or new vision for optimal well-being. Deep bow to our queen, Latham Thomas, founder of Mama Glow. Queen Afua through Sacred Woman will bring you back home to your sacred femininity. Get ready to take your sacred power back. Lala Delia, author of Vibrate Higher Daily, Live with Your Power. Just when I thought I was all alone, I found myself walking with a group of conscious women who were taking sacred steps and speaking sacred words. We were on our way to Queen Afua's global Sacred Women Village. Come with us. There's Ma'at, balance and order there. Erykah Badu. You know the first celebrity I ever saw in my dream was Erykah Badu? First celebrity I ever came. And what I saw in that dream when I saw Erykah Badu. And I'm not saying this to like hype her up and make her more gassed up than what she is, right? But when I saw Erykah Badu in this dream, it's funny. I was dating a guy named Chris. And well, at the time I wasn't dating him, but he was in the dream. But let me explain. I walked up to what looked like Erykah Badu. It was a huge golden statue erected directly up into the air. And she had on this lace garment that was like white, but like see-through. Headdress, little golden chains and things coming draped from her body. And I'm walking up to her and I just touched, I think, her leg or something, the shin. And the healing frequency that I heard that came off her body, it sounded like something that you would hear in a heart chakra activation meditation, like the solfeggio frequencies. And then it's like I zapped and like my hand started to feel that same way that I felt when I turned golden in my dream. And I asked, what is my divine power? Funny thing is, I found out her life path number is also a 1 just like mine. Or mine just like her. She's older than me. Right? She's also a Pisces. My moon sign is Pisces. I'm not trying to dick ride. I'm just realizing a lot of similarities between me and this woman. And I've always loved her music. Like through my whole entire 12th grade year, when I first started like actually getting in tune with my sex, actually learn how to throw it back, you know, being in control of my body, not just doing it because the person that I'm laying next to or the person I'm supposed to be boyfriend, girlfriend with wants to do it, but really taking my authority of my body back. That's when I started listening to her music really heavily, back when I was 17 years old. So then in a dream, the dude, Chris, he lays his hand on my heart and I feel my heart heal. He's a redheaded white boy that I used to date out in Baltimore, right? Now, I don't know what that means, right? Because Me and Chris, we don't talk too much. And I've having a lot of connections to Baltimore lately. And you see what color my hair is again. That orange color down the bottom was what my hair color was back when I dated him. I had a short haircut back then though. But he also does music, and he showed me how he could have a listening party in his house. He had invited everybody over. He also had like turned his heart, and his house was like also an art gallery. Like he made paintings and he made clothes, and he would hang his clothes and his paintings on the wall and play his music. He was like a complete just artist. And he just invited his family and all his people into the house and like had a listening party. And I'm just sitting here as his girlfriend. And I didn't even realize the caliber of man I had even then. This boy, the first time he met me, had a full course breakfast like laid out. I'm talking about he was serving me up. Now he's mixed. His mom's black, his dad's white, Jewish, that right? But he was serving me up. Gave me, you can stay here if you want. Bring your son over. I'm gonna order y'all pizza. I couldn't afford it. He's like, you could have just told me that. Like all you had to do was tell me. I wasn't spiritually aware back then, so I didn't know that they were laughing at me because I was trying to, like, no, I think I have it. I don't know why it's not going through. I really thought I had it. Like I just was panicking because out of nervousness, like not just okay with who I am, like showing up like, okay, I'm just me. I'm whatever I am. I'm me. Right? So even again, I got the opportunity to come back and meet him at his house again. And the same thing happened. Full course breakfast laid out. French toast, waffles, and pancake. Which one do you want? He's a good guy. But he put his hand on my heart healed in the dream. So I don't know what that means. Because that happened a long time ago. But funny thing is, that same name, Chris, keeps popping up because the guy that taught me how to use my third eye and got me juice fasting and cleansing, his name was Chris. But the same guy who scammed me out of $1,500 at the beginning of the year, back in February this year, name was also Chris. And every Christmas, I have no choice but to think about Chris. And then they said this one thing about Christmas, which most people don't realize, but Christmas colors in the root chakra system and the heart chakra system, right? There's a connection between your root chakra and your heart that might be disimbalanced. And people say that's what the focus has been for you with this Chris situation. Your root chakra is too open. Your Uranus. And you need to link it in with your heart chakra, Earth, and sync those two chakras together. And that's what's causing a disbalance or an imbalance in your aura. And even as I just did that, I just felt like my whole throat chakra just like cleared up. And I know that there's another visual of like when the chakras are lined up where there's like a little fire thing on the side and it's like a hook right there. And there's another hook that's a little bit taller right there. How the chakras work together. So it's just interesting how as soon as I connected those two energies in my aura, the tightness in my throat went away, because you need to learn how to link your root chakra to your heart chakra for more stability. Your Uranus to your Earth, and lock that in. That's what Christmas is really about when it comes to spirituality. For me, also the Chris's and all that christening and wonderfulness, to get you back to your white aura, to get you back on course with where we're going. But anywho, I think I said enough. For those who have ears that are still listening, for those who have eyes to see, and for those who are ready to heal, because I'm genuinely like sick of this shit and ready to heal, I'm here for you. I'm gonna go ahead and just do a quicker reading because I don't like to leave community at the bottom of the deck. But yeah, just lock that green and that red together before Christmas gets around, and you'll begin to see a balance in yourself. See, you're your best healer when you talk to yourself. See, even if it's 25 of y'all in here, I appreciate you, Infinity, no problem. Even if it's only one of y'all in here, 25 of y'all in here, I'm talking to myself. I'm healing myself. I don't care who's listening. If you listen, it's cool. It says occupation transition. So I guess my job is to help people with their transitions into their spirit world, into their spirit existence. Because a lot of people be so scared, they be trying to hold on, and we be fighting each other and killing each other and stabbing each other and doing all this weird shit to each other's chakras. When my occupation, they said I might be a death doula. I spoke it the other day, but I didn't think that, And to be a death doula doesn't mean I'm killing you. It means I'm helping you understand that we are spirits now. So it's time for us to live a spiritual existence so that we could heal the world that we live in. Because the world that we live in wants us to keep thinking that we're physical beings, and then we keep on following that culture. And then we keep getting stuck in a loop of being in what feels like hell on earth. You don't want to connect with everybody around you. You want to be to yourself. And look, it's unbothered energy right here. Okay? To be trusted at the bottom of the deck, number 22. Y'all know my life path, number 1, because my birthday 11/22. Don't play with it. 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 Oh no, baby, just lay in it. Spend all day in it. My hitters, they stay with it. Nah, I'm just saying. I'm just playing, y'all. I'm just playing. I'm just singing a song. I carry bitches like I'm Prego. Whoop, whoop. See, that's what they want us to listen to. It's fun to listen to the song, but no, seriously, don't play. Like, I'm not, I come off as one thing, but really, this is what I really am. And it's like conflict. I don't know who's having conflict. Somebody's having conflict. I'm sorry. Somebody's in bondage. Somebody feels like they're in bondage. Who is this? Oh, shit, put the phone on the charger. Somebody that's trusted to travel. Somebody is able to travel and is trusted now. Oh, shit, hold on. Someone's able to go on their spiritual journey. They finally let me get my wings. Yay, I can fly. I could leave, I could fly. I could leave, I could touch the sky. Think about it every day. When we will fly away. I believe I can soar. I see you running through that open door. I believe I can fly. I can fly. I believe I can fly. I can fly. I believe it. Okay, I'm being silly. I'm not even trying to sing. Robert Kelly. Funny, my dad's name was Robert. I look just like him. My last name is Roberts. And I had a dream that if I followed my dad's family, I'd actually make it to the golden space, to heaven. That it wasn't actually my mom's family that would indoctrinate me or show me the way to heaven. It'd be my dad's family, which is weird because they have more money. So I'm still trying to figure that one out. I'm like, but it's kind of balancing out now. I don't know. And I think that's what brings me back to the balance of healing the trauma, and then will help them see the road. But if they're not ready to heal, then they're just not ready to heal. They can't go on the journey, like, period, point blank. And unfortunately, a lot of them, I think my father got vaccinated too, but he still got his mind, But my mother's very spiritual as well. That's why I say when it comes to her, when it comes to Mother Newt, the sky, she literally works for like freaking NASA. So they have like access to the higher dimensions anyways by government standards. So they have government clearance to be up there in the ethers divinating. Meanwhile, some of us are just naturally gifted to do so. But they block us. When they know who we are, they block us from using our gifts to do what they are literally contracted to do through the government. So it's difficult for me because it's like, well, Ma, you know that I have the same gifts as you. She's like, exactly. So sit your motherfucking ass down. Well, I'm like, but Ma, I'm you. You're me. So why are you stopping me from being you? Well, get off of me. Why are you always trying to climb up on me? Get off of me. Like, she always says that shit when I come around her. I'm like, I'm not. She's just so isolated in feminine energy that she's around all men in her house. So it kind of made me even feel like that about women in my aura. Whereas like when these women are around me and they trying to share their, womb sauce with me, like I'm thinking when I'm sleeping with my dude and the fact that I feel their energies kind of coming through the walls, that it's a bad thing. When I'm like, no, that's literally how life works. Like it's supposed to kind of be like a show. Like you having sex is supposed to help heal you and everybody around you. Especially if you know you a leader. Like your shit is supposed to be like a freaking waterfall and everybody's like, yay! And the water flows from the cup and everybody's like, drinking all the water. Like that's how your sex is supposed to be, especially if you're a healer in a community. It's supposed to be like that. People are supposed to feel like it's a show. That's what it's supposed to be, because that's what it's supposed to be for. Have you ever watched The Witcher? The girl who ended up with the hunchback who wanted to be pretty when she went through the dimension, it was a portal keeper, and they ended up liking each other eventually, and then like she finally like slept with him and she like rode him like a cowgirl. And like all the skulls from her, because all the ancestor skulls were stacked up in that portal area, right? So all the ancestors are right there where those portals are, the crossroads or whatever, pretty much. So she gets on top and she starts riding him, and then you hear all the skulls go, yay! Woo! While she's sitting here riding this man's cock. It's like, what the fuck is going on here? Oh my God. Y'all, are y'all seeing this right now? But that's essentially what it really is. No. Absolutely not. So when you understand those aspects of it all, it's like, oh, like even the aspect that like the back of your hair, your casual chakra is attached to your thymus chakra right here. So you can like, shake anything off and realign a different kind of way. And it's crisscrossed through your, like, when you understand math, it also can help you navigate this space. But when you're trying to align with people, it's best that you don't use your knowledge because it can seem disrespectful to everyone when they start to align. You can throw off the alignment. So there's an issue that comes in when you're trying to align with multiple people, but you have occult knowledge. And that's what the issue has always been, because occult knowledge is learned and is practiced and is correct, but it causes disruption. It is the work of people who want to cause disorder in the spiritual navigation of multiple spirits. Because when you have that knowledge, you can like detach from anything. And the art of detachment gives you this sense of false power because you feel empowered because you're alone, but united we stand, divided we fall. So when my mother comes around me or I'm around her and she's like, get off me, because I'm like climbing up divinity wise versus just succumbing to being the child suckling from my mom's tit for the rest of my life. Because I'm like, I'm a grown woman. I don't need to suckle from your clitoris. I don't need to do that. I actually want to learn to do this. Like I'm climbing up to the moon, to the sun, get a new body, trying different astral possession, like not positions. There we go. Different astral positions so I can have my camera set up so I can see myself and protect myself from a spiritual standpoint, right? All she keeps saying is, get off me, get off me. And I'm just like, Ma, I'm you. What the fuck? When I was born, we had the same initials. So it's like this breakdown of understanding your cosmic body and who you are is essentially your mother as a woman. But a lot of times mothers don't want to face that. So that's why there's a jealousy thing between mothers and their daughters where they're like, make their daughter feel like shit. Like, that man don't really love you, girl. He just using you. Or like talking down in your relationship and stuff like that. You know how mothers do you? But if you've done the healing work, then you get it. It's just she sees that you're going to be happy. And then when you're not in her bosom, she can't manipulate you. Now this man can control your mind and she can't suckle from your breast when she feels she wants to get a recharge of her youth, or that version of her that she missed before she started having kids. Because firstborn daughters carry the majority of the stress of the family. Me being a firstborn daughter, my mom, I've been carrying my siblings, my mother, my grandparents, and everybody's like, we will give your mother what she needs. Every time I activate a new chakra or a new third eye or something, because I've activated all my eyes up my whole forehead. Every time I would, my aunt would say, we're going to give Sherry what she needs. They would literally bully me into like suppressing my spiritual gifts just to give them to my mom. So basically what I'm saying here is, if you get into this healing work, this sacred woman journey, it'll help. See, my mom, she doesn't like the fact that I want to read this book. Like every time I would start to listen to this woman's live when I lived at my mom's house, it would be a problem. I'm like, oh yeah, I'm listening to Queen of Food. I'm above that. So I don't care about that. And she would like do anything. And like she would bring my stepdad in. They start being toxic, attacking the whole entire platform these people are on. And these people are sitting here trying to heal people's homes. So it's like, Ma, what the fuck? So I don't dislike my mom, but it's like her need for control, which is a version of myself that I've been trying to release, that need for controlling and being a dictator just because I know I have the knowledge to do so. And I know I can step out of alignment with anybody else just because I can. That need to do that I learned from her, I'm trying to heal that right now. That's what's happening right now in this phase of my life. And I can admit that openly to me, my universe, my environment, so people understand like this is what I was raised by, so I'm slowly learning how to be okay with sharing my womb space with other women because we live next to each other. Even learning that when I was in jail, it was like, oh, well, we all here and it's all big one. Like even my sister was like, it's just one big cooch. Like, what do you mean? It's just one big cooch. Like, the fuck? It's just one big cooch. Like, chill. It's just one big cooch. Like, it's okay. Like, there's going to be some that are bigger. There's going to be some that are smaller based on how many people live in the cooch. But it's just one big cooch at the end of the day. And when you learn to connect with all the divine feminine energy around you, you can channel, like, it sounds weird, but like if I wanted to, I could technically, I guess, channel another woman's spirit while in bed, which is weird. I did it by accident. I started thinking about somebody else and I felt like I was them while I'm doing. I'm like, oh my God. And like it changed the rhythm in my body. I'm like, what the fuck? And it was all accidental. But like once you open yourself up and become more in tune with the fact that it's just one big energy, which is all women, whether you're light, dark, high priestess, low vibrational, you know, basically the women on your vibration will be attracted to you and you'll find those women. And yeah, y'all become one big cooch on that vibration. The thing is, I don't always vibrate at the same level as my siblings based on our environments and the different things that we believe about our parents and things like that. I seek to sometimes get away and stray away from my family just so I can get more knowledge of things. Look, Ancestors card just popped out. So, and what I learned was that the spirits of my ancestors were being held in bondage in my family tree. Like they were trying to be released. Right? So I did work to help release my ancestors. And when I did that, my grandmother was like, here's your spiritual inheritance. You helped release my soul into the ethers. I was trying to like, basically my grandmother was holding on to her mother's soul and like my grandmother was like, let me go. Like she was stuck in an astral in a dark realm. Like I saw her in a dark realm in spirit. I'm like, what are you doing here? Like you was a good lady. Why would you be here? And I did some work on myself that allowed me to believe that I was abundant and worth it and worthy of a good man. Because that was the only grandmother that kept a boyfriend that I know of. All my other grandmothers ain't got no boyfriends, except for the one that's married to her husband. But that was the one grandmother, she's like, oh no. And she ran shit. She like, Jerome, I need you to go on to the store for my granddaughter now. And it wasn't disrespectful. It was like an understanding where it's like she was her. And he was him. And they was them. It was unspoken dominance that they exuded on that block. But it was respectful because she never felt like she was above anybody. And because of that, she was humbled. She was so humble, but she was so powerful because she never believed she was above anybody. But everybody respected her because she was basically, she gave Queen Pin vibes. My grandma, that was my only grandma that was tall, heavy mind too. All my other grandmothers are shorter than me, like 5'2", 5'5", 5'3". This grandmother, she was like my height. And she's the one grandma I wish my son would have met. Oh, rich guys in the energy. Look, I'm telling you, look at that card just fell down. Rich guy. Yeah, she's like, yeah, that's what you deserve him right there. See, I like that one. Look at the bottom of the deck. Rich girl. I can't make this shit up. Like, that's what you house. That's what you deserve right there. That one right there. I like him. And I saw her face smiling. She's going up in the sky dancing. I'm like, what the hell? Oh my God, like, am I really seeing this right now? And I had to close my eyes and open them again. I'm like, no, I'm really seeing this right now. Like shit was just coming to me spiritually, like channeling, like my vessel was open. I was seeing back then. It wasn't until I went to my mother's house that my gifts got stolen and I couldn't see. Like things would pop up in front of my face like freaking holograms. This shit was so amazing. I'm like, oh my God, look at this shit. And it would be in blue, green, and purple. I just miss it so much. I miss it. I do. I missed that gift. So when it came back to me that day when I meditated over there by the waterfall, I'm like, oh shit. And look, they see confusion and illusion. See, it's an illusion. You still have the gift. It's just being blocked by a bunch of people in your cranium. There's a love offer coming. Ooh. Yes, sir. Because you're in your north node, not in your south node energy. So, I mean, yeah, there's a thief. Oh, you said Aries and there's a thief. Yeah. Rituals, and they've been putting a lot of labor and hard work into it. That's crazy. Look, Daniel Faith. Okay. Didn't I just say the name Daniel? I'm telling you, there's thoughts about this. Yeah, because I remember when I was about to move, right? I was like, no, I'm going to stay in my apartment. I had to thought, I'm like, I'm going to just stay in my apartment. I'm not going to move out. And the sun came out, and I started making YouTube videos. That's when I started like doing my readings. I would go out to the waterfall and out by the creek, and I would do my tarot reading outside in the sun. And the sun came out real bright, but then I started thinking about my brother. And then, like, everything outside just went completely dark. I was like, what the fuck? And the first day I moved in, him and my mother just attacked me from every angle, just cursed me. This, that, bitch, this, bitch, fuck you, fuck Instagram, fuck your platform, fuck everything you got going on with yourself. And I'm like, damn. But then I realized Osiris was the god of the underworld, you know? So to be someone who can fly but be married to somebody who's the god of the underworld spiritually, essentially, a Jezebel, it's like, damn. So this whole entire year is about getting my freedom back, the message. Yeah, emotional pain that I had to heal through was just get my freedom back. Family, exactly. They all in emotional pain. Karmic masculine with the hazel eyes, my brother. Okay, I'm just saying. And a mature woman. Look at how that just came out like that. I said it in the card. Do you see what I'm saying? I'm just shuffling. You see, I'm not even pulling out direct. I'm just pulling out chunks of the deck. I can't. I can't about that. I don't. I didn't have to say nothing. It's understood that the inheritance was stolen. So for all these people, nah, the girl them, that not for some tarot reader that was Jamaican came through was like, yeah, the universe sees you as the one who's supposed to have the inheritance. It's like, no, you stole it. You can't steal people's inheritance, because even when you do that, you will suffer with that money before you sit here and let the person who's supposed to have the money not have it. Because the thing is, my brother, he used to get babysat by my grandmother too. He was the only one that couldn't go to daycare with my other siblings. So it's like a thing where she has a love and affection for him as well. She loved both of us. She did. But when it was understood that, oh shit, she about to get this gift and this, which means this and this, motherfuckers started coming every which way. I had a dream. My sister, she had the keys to my purple and my blue. She's like, I got the keys. I got the keys. She even, like, one day, like, in physical realm, my grandmother just looked at her and was like, look at her like, bitch, I know you didn't do that shit. And my sister was like, what? You see my keys are on it? What? You see, they trying to block up my throat chakra now. Well, you see my keys are on it. What's the problem? I don't know what. She can't take my stuff. She broke her stuff. That's not hers anymore. Like, and she just got so mad and left out the house that day. I can't make this shit up. My siblings was jealous because I had gifts, but the thing is, just like Job in the Bible, they gonna sell their sibling out to slavery, and then you still gonna come with the bag. 11:11 on the clock, as I say this right now. You're gonna still get the bag, because whatever's meant for you is meant for you. No one can steal someone else's spiritual inheritance. The world will suffer until that person gets their spiritual inheritance back, especially when that person is supposed to carry out a mission or task for the entire world to be freed. I'm not saying this about myself because I think highly of myself. I'm saying this because what I'm channeling in prophecy. I'm a channeler. I can't help it. But everybody gonna suffer until I get my shit back. And it's not because I want to, or want to, because again, just like all the men who end up in jail behind trying to kill me, they gotta suffer. You see my sister, she coming in on my throat chakra, because my chakras be clear, but when I bring them back in, it'd be dirtying up the, okay? So proof that they searching for my shit. You see what I'm saying? When I get my shit unlocked, they come back and and again, it says in the book, we would have to have a conversation where we have to apologize to each other. I thought I was protecting you. I guess I should have did it in a more respectful, more, I don't know, compassionate way. I should have asked you how you needed help versus trying to do it that way. Because I remember one time she came to my sister, she's like, let me get the controller to the game. Let me get the controller to the game. I'm looking at her like, get the controller to the game. What the fuck? What is she talking about? Because my son essentially is like his father, like Horus. Horus had to take care of Isis after Osiris passed away. Ew, this smells like mildew. I'm not drinking this water no more. Don't leave water bottles around too long. The cap starts stinking. Ugh. I hate that. It happens to all water bottles. I don't know why it's like that. But thankfully, I got a few more over here. These gallons of water. All right. That was my first drink of water all day. And half the day's almost gone. I got to drink a whole bottle of water, a whole gallon. This is a gallon, right? Yeah, I got to drink a whole gallon of water today. Woo! Look at that. The brain feel like it can flow again now. Look at that. Look, getting the water in the body. Hold on. Look. Shout out to y'all in Canada. Thank y'all for tapping in. So yeah, I don't know what made me channel all that today and share that with you guys today, but it just, I asked God to be guided in this and share. So it just flowed out of me, so I just let it flow. I haven't touched my crystals in a long time. I have not charged my crystals in the moonlight in a long time. It's another reason I probably feel off. recalibrating, because I also meditate with my crystals. You can send your frequency into your crystals and then have that frequency shoot out the crystal and come back into the body. Crystal healing. I'm also a Reiki practitioner. I was certified in Reiki level 1. I can do Reiki level 2, but I just haven't practiced it, and I'm supposed to go ahead and finish my Reiki. So yes, I'm a Reiki practitioner. I heal with my hands. That's why I got, like, you see, I woke up this morning and like a bunch of extra beauty marks popped up on my hands today. I'm like, where did all these ones come from? Like, I got extras. I don't know what happened last night, but like I meditated under the moon again as my son was at the movie theater, and I woke up and now I got a whole bunch more beauty marks all over my hands. Like, I don't know what the fuck. Like, did my hands come back from space or some shit? Like, because I remember I imagined myself like leaning on the moon and like I was like taking a deep breath, like finally, like, oh my God. And I sat there and like out of nowhere, I just got tired out of nowhere. And then I woke up and people were just talking about, you look dumb and shit dating a man with 6 kids. I'm like, who got 6 kids? Hold on, what was going on? It's like the focus was no longer on the ghetto-ness of my storyline. I'm like, oh, somebody else is in the spotlight. All right, bet. Woohoo! I get a break from being penalized on the internet. Thank God. And they're like, nah, it's still about you. I'm like, wait, who got 6 kids though? I don't know who it's about. So I mean, I know there was this guy that I wanted to date at one point in time, and I had a dream he had like a bunch of babies around him. One of the Chris's. Ludicrous. Crazy. They said he was insane too. The dream, he was like going off on the internet, and they're like, you're crazy. It's just so weird how stuff come around full circle. Like, oh. But yeah, we're not dating. We don't know each other. All right. My throat chakra is really active. I feel this really weird stabbing feeling in my throat, so I really hate when that happens. I gotta fix that. It's like somebody's tongue is getting cut out their mouth or something, spirit or something like that. I don't know. Hopefully my son is okay. My son's energy, he seems like he's okay. So I don't know who that is. Somebody else's tongue. I don't know. That feels weird. But anyway, yeah, it's just I learned a lot about my spirit. I really have been on this journey. It's just I sometimes forget that you are supposed to have someone over top of you. So I think that's why, because my last apartment, I lived on the top floor and the African lady lived underneath me with another lady and her husband. And I couldn't understand, like, why would 2 women, grown women, want to live in an apartment with a man? Right? And I start understanding more and more, like, what that could mean. But she had her own bedroom and stuff. So I'm like, oh. But now that I'm, like, underneath, it's like I kind of am getting an experience of how I might have seemed to her at certain times. But then also understanding, like, the passageway is still through African spirituality. So, but I also dealt with some Haitians back in the day too. So I'm like, something about this is given pay homage to people on your level. And I think a lot of people on my level have like, they're like Black families with kids, right? So that's something that I can relate to on my level. But then above me is like that marriage, and they have their one son. And it's like, then on top of that, it's like, okay, across the hall, I don't know who's across the hall from them yet. I think the Black guy's in the front window, honestly. If I'm not mistaken, yeah, the ones with the Christmas tree. And then the girl with the locks. Something maybe the Hispanics are in that corner over there. But it's weird because like certain mornings I would hear in other people's houses, like I would hear the Hispanic family talking. Like I would hear 2 Hispanic women over top of me talking. So it was just weird for me because I'm like, blink, blink. Either the girl with the locks got Hispanic relatives, or I'm somehow accidentally channeling something in somebody else's house. Like, I don't know. My clairaudience was starting to get like really, the abuse caused you to get an achievement, basically. Yeah. Long story short, your ancestors orchestrated all of this. It was a ritual. For whoever's imprisoned, they're really heavily focused on lust with you. So be careful. They're Jezebel spirit. And they're also in spiritual poverty. Like this stuff they also did death magic on you. They have animosity towards you. They're doing voodoo on you. I mean, do you see how all them negative cards came out? Like, when it's something good, all good come out. When it's something negative, it's all negative. Like, the cards never lie, you know? So I'm learning to always trust what's around me. And God said I'm supposed to be here and get comfortable somehow. So I'm gonna stop fighting my environment. I'm just mad that I'm still in a space where the full moon is happening and I'm not on my cycle during the full moon. So I'm gonna need something to happen where I get back in tune. Because I see my friends who are online that are having their periods during the moon. I'm just like, fuck. I just missed it again. Whose womb is out of order? Somebody, and that's why I guess I'm here to bring that frequency back, to get us back in, like, because my friend whose womb is finally in line with the moon, she was homeless too, but she's learned to have fun with it. She's like, I'm in Philly doing testing on different, like, she's going to different restaurants and stuff, and she's like hanging out with friends, and she's getting more so into her joy. So she's like aligning with the natural flow of everything. It's like when you're fighting, you end up on the wrong side of time. So your period gets thrown off, is what I'm seeing. Because when I wasn't fighting, being divinely connected, like when the dude before the last guy I dated, I really like embraced the idea. Like when we did the do, I was on top, and I just kind of like, I don't know what the fuck happened, but I looked up in the sky and I saw some stars shoot out the top of my head. I was like, oh shit, this nigga just knocked some fucking Mario coins out the top of my damn brain. Oh shit. But my period was in alignment with the moon. And he also was a Liberian too. My son's a Liberian. His dad, they're from Liberia. So it was like alignment happened. And like my cycle was coming during the moon every single time. Like the moon was full, my period was flowing. I'm like, oh shit, yay! But then I started to like leave him alone and be in my mom's house around her, alone with no other women. She's around white women at work. That's her only feminine interaction. And our house is all men. My two brothers, then my stepbrother, then my son, then the two male dogs, and my stepdad. It's like all men. And she's not connected to any women in the neighborhood. It's like, it's always, I don't like your mom. Or and she's so standoffish. And it's like, I understand now. She has the spirit of the bitch. And now I understand why my neighbor called me a bitch. It's all healing. Once you finally get to that level of spirituality, all that stuff that was going on earlier, then people don't hear all that trolling and stuff, like, you see that shit ain't even going on the timeline no more. Like, bye, trolls. Anyway, bye. This ain't here for y'all. This ain't what you want. So, yeah, it's the spirit of the bitch. Like, you just need some good dick. And a loyal dick. You need a rod. You need a staff. And then for the women who have the good dick, or have a man who's willing to be with you and really study what's going on in his household, be with your man. Renew those vows. Renew those practices. Get back into being spiritual for the right reasons. Don't use your feminine energy to harvest and capture women. Like, fuck. We trying to recapture life. Look, we got eternal life already. We spiritual. We don't need to fucking kill the living. We already eternally living. You see that going through you see that wheel spinning up there? Y'all see, that's a crown chakra wheel spinning there. The wheel of fortune. Everybody can ride the same wheel if everybody has the will to wait. But then that's also getting your solar plexus and your third eye and crown chakra aligned. So that's another one. So that's your Mercury getting aligned with your Mars. And it's funny because that's my brother and my son, right? Mercury and Mars. Or Mars is here and Mercury's up here. In case you didn't know. Mars, solar plexus, circle. Okay, and connected to the third eye, the back of the head and the front of the head. Mercury. Balance. Headache goes away. Voila. Now the energy knows where to go. So what I'm here to do is spiritual activations and alignments, and somebody's concerned because they got a health concern. Somebody's concerned because they have a health concern due to somebody's gift, and it's causing animosity. In a community, there's ancestors. There's a ritual being done for real love. Somebody still's in prison. Community, Ice King, soulmate, health concern, opposition, legal. Right, so the system is really the problem. Maybe the person in jail really isn't the issue. They're doing a lot of death magic to that person in jail. Maybe I'm reading the reading wrong. Maybe they're doing death magic to him because he's in jail. And they figured we got 10 more years of ownership to this boy's soul. We could probably get him snuffed out of here before we get him release him back into the public. Because if he gets back with that woman, they're going to be unstoppable. He should have never left me. I told him not to leave me. I be telling boys, don't leave me. I'm like, you can't leave me. You shouldn't leave me. You should never leave me. And I'm saying that with no ego. But as soon as he did, they will always let him come back home after like a little 8-month, little 12-month, 18-month little sentence. As soon as he left me and got with that other girl and broke my little heart and treated me like shit, 17 years. Clank, 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 clank. Ice Queen. Okay, look, you can't chakras. You try to lock in with the chakras and be all locked in. Emotional pain. Because the truth hurt. It really do. Family. Yeah, emotional pain for the family. Like when y'all really gotta sit down and be like, we really did that. We really like was assholes. We really like treated this person like this for what? Like, why did we do that? Like, you really gotta, like, people be having to sit down and look at themselves like, damn, why did I bully this person? Because even me, I be doing it sometimes. Like, even when it comes to like people around me in my own environment, I'm like, dang, why did I knock down that wheel like that? Like, I didn't have to do that. Why did I, just because I felt the energy coming through the wall, why didn't I just embrace it? Like, what if that was them like locking in with me and then I now have a safe space? Like, stop looking at it in such a negative way and learn to try to embrace it and learn it, because God wouldn't let it happen if it wasn't for you to learn. Because look, if I made it out of the damn captivity of the devil and was able to get away from a dude trying to strangle me for my, okay, if I can make it out of that multiple times, because this ain't the first time this happened, he keep on making me get up out of it. I'm supposed to learn something. Moving on from lust and Jezebel energy. Yeah, move away from lust energy and get into a nice guy. It's like, yeah. Somebody got animosity, this Ice King, because of the abuse and the karma. The karma for his abuse, yeah. It's causing him a health concern. That's why this morning I woke up, I'm like, why my throat so scratchy? You know? Just, I'm kind of talking to y'all like y'all my friends now. Like, we just sitting here, but like, same cards keep coming out. Be careful if someone trying to do a love spell on you, because they definitely tried to do a love spell on me last night. Okay? Visualize your womb and see what's being done to it, okay? Like, pay attention. Visualize your womb, visualize your actual vaginal opening and make sure it's safe. You know, imagine your vagina is like in front of you and you can see you laying down behind it. And look at your vagina and see what's going on with it. Like, oh shit, there's something hooking onto the top of my coochie. Like, peel that hook back and like, take them chains off. Free the coochie. Unleash the beast. Or the best to come. So I hope that this helps with somebody's activation and their motivation to get into their healing journey. What's up, love? I'm leaving. I hope that this helps you guys also captivate yourselves into another spectrum or another belief system about your own self. Like, be so captivated with the God in you that you act in that always. And sometimes that might require you to call somebody a bitch. Sometimes that might require you to curse somebody and be like, I know y'all not playing. We supposed to be working together. Like, everybody, because then that attracts abundance. When we all can hold each other accountable in a community, no matter what age, what color, what race, and we're all just sitting here holding each other accountable, that's where the abundance comes in at, because now we have clear communication about what's going on. Right? So now it's like, oh, look, unexpected money comes out of the sky. Spiritual abundance comes, because it's like, oh, we're letting energy flow in. Faith. Abandon those old ways. All right? Manifesting abandonment and poverty. We're manifesting that we're going to abandon poverty. Right? We're abandoning that. And that's even a mindset. Divinity and voodoo and protection and animosity. Someone's doing voodoo on your divinity because they have animosity, but it won't stop anything. So it's the Ice King, they keep saying. So even though he's supposed to be a soulmate, he's doing spell work on you, because Don't leave me behind. Don't you forget about me. Boy, I'm gonna cover your third eye because you're getting on my nerves. Here we go. Dang, y'all seen all them cards just fall out like that? Jezebel is being manipulated or is starting to manipulate people. Someone's concerned. This person in prison about a third-party stitch in their obsession. So apparently there's a third-party stitch, a couple that's obsessed with you. Real love blocked. Oh, so damn. Okay, we ain't gonna talk about it. You're protected. All right, that's the end of the reading. I got a headache now talking about this idiot. Third eye's looking right at me. I gotta take his face out of my face. This guy look the other way. Ugh. All right, y'all. Y'all be good. Y'all be great. Y'all be gods. And remember, even if you can't have a great day, don't have a hate day. And on this platform here, you are heard, seen, and loved and appreciated. And also remember to have peace, love, and hair grease and everything in between, because these are tools anybody help you manifest your dreams. Don't let nobody take advantage of you. All right. Be a happy space. Be a happy face. Be a place where people want to have a soft landing. But not everybody. Okay. You have the right to control admission into your soft landing space as well. You are security at the door of your own coochie castle. And if you got a man to help you protect and a dragon at that, girl, you got it. You got it. That's all you need in life. That's a blessing. All right, y'all. Have a good day. Peace.